Spread your love and hear what I'm saying now. Spread your love and hear what I'm saying now.
And I hope you are blessed because I am feeling blessed. It's the big go, it's the big go squeeze. You know what it is, yes, sir. So, yeah, man, this is the morning breakfast show. Vooka breakfast show to be specific. Yeah, man, I hope you had a nice morning, had a nice sleep last night, healthy diets, healthy stomach, healthy mind, healthy body. Yes, sir, that's how it is, So, yeah, man, this is the morning breakfast Vooka show. And today we're going to... Now, actually, not even today. Now we're doing a segment called Today in History. And I'll be having a guest of mine, actually my big bro, joining me for Today in History. So, yeah, man. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back just now.
Hey family.
Hi.
My name is Tisiga Mazibugo Shabalala.
My name is Muketi Maimani.
My name is Musi Miss.
My name is Ketsu Ketumgunu.
On the Vooka
Breakfast Show.
Every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Yes, sir, and we are back. Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. B. How you doing?
Good, man. I think mine's probably the second one, third one.
Okay.
Second. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay, can you hear you? Can you hear yourself?
Probably the second one.
How's that?
2. Yeah.
Proper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2.
man. How's your morning? How's your Thursday morning?
Hey, man, it's a Thursday morning, bro.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday morning, feeling good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cold, but winter's just around the corner.
Yeah, man. Winter's just started, actually.
But I'm a winter child, so...
You're a winter child?
Yeah.
You must be having
actually an autumn child, but I prefer winter.
Winter.
Because I've been telling people that the reason I prefer winter is because, unlike summer, I can choose how cold or hot I want to be. So in winter, if I want to be extremely warm, I can dress up.
Okay.
But if I want to be cool, I can dress less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get to choose how I regulate my own temperature. But in summer, you don't have a choice. It's hot.
It's hot. Why
outside? It's hot inside, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, I prefer winter, and plus, I mean, that's the time where we get to enjoy soup.
Enjoy warm meals.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get
Netflix and chill.
I get you. Netflix and chill.
I mean, imagine trying to Netflix and chill in summer.
Hey, man, it's a different level. I'm not going to lie. My quackweezes at home are going to tell you it's a different goal, man. Eh?
I mean, look, it's not like we have air cons here, right? But I guess the day I get a house with an air con, I can Netflix and chill in summer.
And then just regulate the air con to cold.
Exactly.
Have a nice one.
Yeah, because, you put on that, those smaller little blankets, those fleece blankets, and then it becomes a nice cozy setup.
Then
right?
you're okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
My quackweezes tell me, are you a winter baby or summer baby? Because right now the winter's coming in, and I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I feel fine. Sometimes I feel cold. It is what it is, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man, you joining me for a segment called Today in History. I'm about to teach you something you have never heard ever before, I'm quite sure.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's quite certain.
I read a lot.
For real.
So, yeah,
It's okay.
Maybe I can school you.
Alright, let's see which one this one is. It's a different order, this one.
Yeah.
So, today in history, we got this. In 1940, the first McDonald's fast food restaurant opens. Did you know that?
1940.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm just trying to think of, excuse me, the name of the founder. Was it Ray Kroc?
The name of the founder.
The reason I'm saying that, yes, it was Ray, because the other one is Sandler. That was KFC. But with McDonald's, right? He started the food chain business, but then someone had to come through and expand it and make it a franchise. Because it's possible that you as an individual, you've got the idea to put together a a good business. But in terms of scaling, you need someone who's sales driven.
Yes, yes.
Right, so
that's
that's
going to
the
help
difference,
you
yeah.
reach more people.
Yeah.
So those people that helped the very first McDonald's happened, their names they're actually brothers. Did you know that?
That I didn't know.
I told you, yeah, man. They brothers, Richard and Maurice. Richard and Maurice, hence the word McDonald's. So Mac is taken from Maurice, you know? So yeah, man. The very first McDonald's barbecue was opened on May 15, 1940 in San Bernardino, California, by the brothers Richard and Maurice. McDonald is the name of the... Don't forget, my God, Grease is McDonald's. Richard and Maurice. I'm going to ask you questions later. So yeah, they moved from New Hampshire to open their own drive-in restaurant to cater to the hustle and bustle of the Hollywood lifestyle, which is crazy. Sis. So basically, these are brothers. They launched a restaurant called it McDonald's after Maurice, because Maurice has a M and a C. Mac. So yeah.
I mean, it also reminds me of the Wright brothers. Yeah, because apparently when it comes to aviation, they're the ones that, mind my pun, that they're the ones that charted the movement of developing airplanes, right? So they created airplanes, and they were brothers as well. Yeah.
Hey, brothers are doing the most. Also in the entertainment industry, movie industry, the what brothers again? Remind me.
What movie have they done?
They've done a lot. Damn, I forgot.
It'll come.
Yeah, it'll come. So, in 1718, the world's first, 1718, if you heard me right, 1718, the world's first machine gun is painted. What? Oh, this is so long ago, and they're making machine guns. A machine gun. Like automated machine gun.
I've got a theory that when it comes to technology, I think the technology we're experiencing today is ancient. And here's what I mean, that back in the days, or when you look at these hieroglyphics in Egypt and all of that, you see individuals, those paintings where it looks like a helicopter, but it was back then.
It was back then, yes.
It looks like it, and it's not, up for debate that, it's probably something else. There's these things that look like watches. Right?
Yes.
So, I mean, you've seen those.
I've seen a lot.
So my question is, when it comes to
technology,
so-called technology that as humankind we're advancing, I've got questions about that.
Hey man, it's quite questionable. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite questionable because as you're mentioning, everything we have now has basically been here.
It's just been.
Yeah, it's like we're rediscovering it or repolishing the technology for this age. But hey man,
I mean, I spoke to a guy that spoke about computer chips and all of that. Look, there's technology that's way more advanced. For example, when it comes to aviation again.
Yes.
When it comes to electromagnetism, there's a way to elevate an aircraft, and I'm talking UFO.
Using magnetic field.
Yeah, so it doesn't require like a propeller. I mean, yes, you can get airborne with the propeller because it's making use of lift.
Lift, yes. Right?
But there's technology that's way more advanced when it comes to that, where you can lift a aircraft just by changing its the electrostatics of that particular device. Yeah, so
hey man, technology's been around. I mean, that reminds me of in a place called Adam's Calendar. Where's Adam's Calendar located again? It's here in Ndaweni Nzalo.
Human of Cradle.
Yes.
Sterkfontein.
Yes, Sterkfontein.
Yeah.
So our brother or father, I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, man. Mr. Credo Mutua. There was a video of him showing us.
Controversial.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So there was a video of him showing us how the ancient pyramids were basically built. So theory is they were built using frequency. Sound frequency to be specific.
Yeah.
So you can lift rocks using a certain vibration
Yeah.
move it across, and then with a certain vibration, let it land.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So yeah, man, let's go back to the machine gun. So in 1718, James Puckle, a London lawyer, painted the world's first machine gun, known as the defense gun. This device, a tripod-mounted, single-barreled flintlock weapon with a revolving cylinder, was designed for shipboard use to prevent boarding. The cylinder held multiple preload charges, allowing it to fire multiple rounds before reloading. While not a true automatic weapon in the modern sense, it was a significant step towards the development of the machine gun due to its rapid firing capacity. This is all in 1718. This goes to show what we're saying right now.
Yeah.
All this new technology, so-called new technology, I don't really think it's new technology, eh?
Look, I mean, there's pictures that have been surfacing the internet about individuals that have built these medieval buildings, right? So you can tell that they are a lot of detail went into building those buildings.
Yes, yes.
And you can see that they've carved patterns. There's human beings, but you can tell that the stonework is incredible. So I once watched a documentary, and apparently they say that stonemasons built those buildings, right?
Controversial.
However, when you take a look at the form of transportation they had at the time, it was
Police
horse
system.
and wagon.
Oh, a horse and wagon.
wagon, right?
Okay.
The question is, people that are using trailer and horse, they're the ones that built these incredible structures, but yet they themselves, if you take a look at the houses they lived in,
Simple houses.
it was simple houses.
But what does that say, though? What does that say?
Look, compare it to today, right? If you go to Sandton, look at, what's the skyscraper? The one Deloitte, where it's all glass.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Sandton City.
And you take a look at the architectures or their houses, you can tell that, okay, the people that built this or designed this, they stay in these buildings or in these homes. You can tell that it's quite similar. The question is, at the time, why would you build a big building and then stay in a
relatively smaller building than the one you built? Hey.
But I digress. Point of the matter is, I just think technology has been around for quite some time.
Yeah, it's been. It's crazy how you mentioned the stone masons, because they go way back, and that's a very controversial subject we're not going to touch today.
We stopped today.
Yeah.
We stopped today.
Yeah. So, in 1928, the first Mickey Mouse film is created. Yes, that's the guy I wanted to. The brothers.
Disney.
No. Warner Brothers.
Walt.
So Warner Brothers. I wanted to say Warner Brothers earlier.
Oh,
Warner
yes,
Brothers
yes,
with the
yes.
movies. Yes. So this is the first Mickey Mouse film screened, made by Walt Disney, right?
Yeah.
So it was first screened in 1928. Disney's animated character Mickey Mouse made his debut in the short film Plain Crazy. Do you know that film? You've never heard of it, huh? Gotta check it out. My God, please check it
I've
out.
seen the screening of or how these ancient animations used to be made. Yeah.
It's alright. Oh, was it paper, and then you flip the paper?
Yeah.
It's alright. I've seen those. Yeah, man. Although Mickey Mouse was initially screened as a silent test, 6 months later, his formal screen debut occurred in the Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Willie, that sounds so familiar. If you know Steamboat Willie, please mention in the comments, engage with us, yeah? On the WhatsApp number also, voice notes would be very, very likely appreciated, which is, the number is 060-493-3226. So Steamboat Willie, which was also a silent film, but included synchronized sound, making it a significant milestone in the animation history. Steamboat Willie is also known as the first sound cartoon. Steamboat Willie. But if you look at anime or animation back then...
There's a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference. If you look at animation back then, it was just bland. No colors, black and white.
Yeah.
Black and white. But there was a lot of, how can I say, messages that were hidden.
covert messages.
Covert messages. Thank you. Covert messages. Yes, yes, yes. But hey, man, as you said.
Look, speaking of animation, right? Maybe I have to apologize for being controversial this morning,
Hey.
but the Simpsons. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Hey,
where
man.
If you were to watch some of the episodes that came out and look at what's happening
now.
For example, Donald Trump. They in the
Predicted
symptoms. They symptoms.
Simpsons.
They predicted it.
Yeah. And they predicted a lot also. Even the death of the Queen, may her lovely soul rest in peace. Even the Queen, yeah. So what do we say about these cartoons? The new, I don't know.
Well, for me, I've always said there's a lot of truth in jokes, and comedians will tell you the same thing, that they tell the truth, but whilst laughing. And I think that's the best way to pass a message, right? Where your guard is down because you're seeing cartoons, but then the level of indoctrination that's happening, it's crazy. Yeah. So if you want to get a message across, make sure that you embellish it in cartoons or comedy or in satire.
Oh, yeah, because
You know what I mean?
it sticks that
It
way.
sticks,
nah?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though some people might not
Subliminally
catch
so.
it. Yeah, subliminally. They might not catch it now, but later on they'll be like, oh, I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
And then point it out. Yeah.
And shout out to hip hop because it trains you to read in between the lines.
Yeah,
you
shout
know,
out to hip hop.
because, these ambiguous messages or puns or punchlines, you sort of get like a double meaning. So even when you see it in cartoons, that's when you get to see that, oh snap, there's actually another meaning, you know?
Double
So,
entendres.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, shout out to hip hop. No lie, shout out to hip hop. So we are the numbers of the days into the year we are in. Oh, sorry, pardon my speech pattern. It's in the morning. I hadn't had my coffee yet, but yeah, man. So number of days into the year. So today is the 135th day of the year into the year, which in leap years that would be 136th. So what did you do from
What have you
day
done?
one?
No, what have you done?
So what I've done is
for the past
35 days.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not gonna lie. The last time we were together, like really together, my tattoo business had just started. Remember?
Yes.
So right now things are nice. I'm getting clients. I might get like one client a week, but that client is like paying a good amount. You know, like a young 800. You know, a young 0.5 sometimes.
So remember the last time we spoke, and I said, dude, your prices are way too low.
Yeah.
Right? But maybe there was a method in your madness that let me just get my name out there, and then eventually you'll start charging what you should be charging.
Yes.
But I still think that it's still
low.
still low. But you're getting there, right?
Yeah, I will
You're
get
getting
there. I mean, when I'm in here in Soweto, that's the price is 800, 1.5. But then I do get house calls like in the north, and then the price goes up. You know, price goes up. So 0.5 here in the north is 1.8. So get in a coin, man.
No, big ups.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Number of remaining days into the year is 230 days left. 230 days left. So we have to be.
It shows that time moves, bro.
Time moves fast.
I was just telling Mo yesterday that even though we are here in the morning, 1 o'clock just seems like it came by really quick.
It's just like a snap.
Yes. So if you think you've got time, you're mistaken, right? And I mean, appreciate it. Be present. Be in the moment. Because I've seen people that are always on their phones, and I'm talking even in sentimental spaces where you go out for dinner with someone,
and they're on their phone.
Rather than maintaining eye contact, people are just on their phones, right? So, I mean, with the remaining days of the year, just be present for each day.
No.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I think that's man. Be present. Just be aware of your surroundings. Be with with your loved ones. Enjoy each other.
We started off controversial
Yeah,
stuff. Now
we're going
good.
Yeah,
right?
we're going. Yeah, man. Every time we have a conversation, it's always crazy, eh?
No, but I mean, I'd like to think of myself as a thinker, right?
Yeah.
So I don't just let anything pass by.
Same.
I have to contemplate.
Same.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, what did that mean? Okay, after this, what happens? Yeah, man. Yeah. So weeks remaining of the year is 32 weeks remaining. 32 weeks remaining. Make those 32 weeks count, please, because, time moves relatively fast. You might think it's not going anywhere, but time moves, man. I mean, look at the years. Not so long ago, Mr. B was at my age. I'm 26 right now.
Yeah,
This might happen.
That was 10 years ago for me.
10 years ago. Can you imagine? Sheesh.
That was 10 years ago.
I'm chilling with the big goal. Yeah, man. 10 years ago is crazy, man. Crazy.
And I remember my 20s because that was a good time in my life.
Yeah.
Because, I had my daughter when I was 32. So my teens, my 20s, I lived. It was focused on myself, right? So now I'm moving into a different era, right? So I'm a father and approaching 40. It's a case of, look, I need to leave something behind, right? So it's crazy, bro. But I mean, maybe you've been to church and they talk about don't waste the days of your youth.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And when you look back, it's a case of, no, I'm still in my youth. I'm young. Trust me. 10 years from now, you're going to wake up and you're not going to be a youth. Trust me.
And be like, what happened to my youth?
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah. So you've got energy. You've got the zeal. You've got the passion. Make each day count, right? Because I won't talk about the next 10 years. Obviously, it's good for you to have plans and an outlook towards the future. Have those plans. But for now, each day count.
Each day. Because, I mean, tomorrow is determined by what you do now, which is today. You know what I mean? So whatever plans you have today, make sure you fulfill them. And then tomorrow is going to bring another tomorrow and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Let's talk birthdays. So it's on the segment called Celebrity Birthdays. Do you know any celebrity that's birthday? And maybe your favorite actor or musician or, I don't know, your favorite painter?
I say everyone's to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Right. So whether they are known individuals
or not,
or just the guy down the road, everyone should be celebrated. I think they are celebrities.
Yes,
it's just that there's known people. But and as far as people that are born today, celebrities, we've got Dembele.
Oh, the soccer player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was born May 15th, 1997. So he's a young.
He's young. Hey, Dembele is a year older than me. That's crazy.
Yeah. So this year he's turning 28. Yeah. So shout out to him. But something interesting about him is that he's a French professional footballer who plays as a striker or winger for the Ligue 1 club Paris Saint-Germain and the France national team. Yeah.
That's dope. I have Sarah Hadland. Birth year, May 15, 1971. She's 54 years old as of today, which is congratulations to both Sarah and Dembele. Which one is this one? No, that's the wrong one. There we go.
But what do birthdays mean to you?
Birthdays. So I'm going to be totally honest, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll be totally honest with you and my fellow Ragweezes. My birthdays, I don't really celebrate birthdays, eh? My birthday specifically. I don't.
Well, your birthday should be celebrated. You celebrate other people's birthdays, right?
Okay, yeah, you have a point there. But what I'm trying to say is, like, it could be, for example, it could be my birthday today. I would not mention it to anyone.
Okay,
I just go on like it's a normal day.
Tell the Vooka Nation when's your birthday. so we celebrate you.
Okay, cool. My birthday is November 15, 1998. So yeah, November
15th. All right, so guys, mark that on the calendar. November 15th,
98. But I have a theory on why I don't tell people or I don't like people celebrating my birthday.
So okay, come with it.
When you celebrate birthdays, it's like a ritual that makes you age quicker. I don't know, man. It's my theory. Birthdays make you age quicker.
It's all in your mind. But you almost became a 2000.
Yeah, but in the words of what's her name? Almost doesn't count. I forgot her name. The singer. Tamia, thank you very much. In the words of Tamia.
No,
It's not Tamia. That song almost doesn't count. Do. Yeah, I'm way too young to know these songs anyway. Yeah, man. Interesting fact about Sarah. Sarah began her career in the performing acts at a very, very early age. Yeah, being trained in dance from that age of 3. Oh, that's very young to be start. Yeah, man, it's very young. She's also an English actress. She is best known for a role as Stevie Sutton in the BBC One's BAFTA. Is it BAFTA? Do you know what the BAFTA means?
Nope.
BAFTA, hey, this is some England stuff. Yeah, man. BAFTA nominated comedy television series Miranda. Yes, I'm familiar with Miranda. That aired from 2009 to 2015. Yes. Yeah, she's well known for a comedy television series Miranda and Trish in the Job. Yeah, Trish in the Job, which aired in 2013 to 2015 as well. So she was very, very busy from a very young age, from the age of 3. Yeah, they taught her how to dance, and then from there into the acting space. It's crazy. Yeah, man. She also appeared as the Ocean Sky receptionist in the 2008 James Bond film Quantum of Solace.
That was a good movie.
Was it? I don't know this movie, and I'm the one telling the story.
You should get a James Bond collection. Yeah. Because I used to watch James Bond on VHS.
Nah, I must check it out.
VHS.
But on VHS, I know Nico. You know Nico?
No.
Steven Seagal.
No.
Ah.
Oh, so sorry. I do actually.
Yes.
But that's his name in the
film. In the film,
Yeah,
yes. I mean,
controversial character because at most he got a punch, but no one touched him.
I mean, right. Start of the movie, white suit. End of the movie, white suit, no dust, nothing still. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man. Her other movie roles included Magicians, Leap Year, and The Learners. Hadland appeared in the comedy drama television series Moving Wallpaper, and that's aired in 2008 to 2009, which didn't have a very long term in the television space, just a year. Yeah. She's also a script writer for Gillian McGovern and has roles in the British comedy TV shows that Michael and Webb Look, Horrible Histories, and The Job Loot, and Brotherhood. So she appeared in the BBC Ministries and the Moonstone, which aired in 2016. So she was a very, very busy person, eh?
Yeah.
Very busy.
I mean, quick question. What's your thoughts on child stars?
Child stars,
where
thoughts.
Where you become a star very young
Very
age.
young, yeah.
And do you think their childhood somehow gets stripped from them because it's at that age where they should be playing, exploring, right? But for them, they get protected. And my philosophy is that let kids be kids. But I want to hear your thoughts about child stars, how they grow up, and eventually when they become adults. Yeah.
So what I have to say about that with child stars, now, especially her, she was in the industry since the age of 3. 3 years is very, very young. I mean,
Very young.
3 years. What do you know with 3 years? So yeah, man. No, she didn't have a childhood at all, eh?
Well, most of them don't.
Yeah, because as a child star, you know, they teach you how to walk, how to present yourself. You don't really get to explore who you are as a kid, you know, if you like blue
Like
or
pick
pink.
your nose, you know?
You know, like, yeah, pick your nose, fall, maybe play with sand, make mud, you know, things of that nature.
biscuits, yeah.
Things of that nature. So, no, man, child stars don't actually have like a childhood experience, eh?
Yeah,
They become adults at a very, very young age.
Yeah.
And also they become exposed to adult content or When I say adult
Lifestyle.
content now, yeah, don't get me wrong. Adult lifestyle. Thank
Lifestyle.
you. Yes. Adult lifestyle, you know.
I mean, Steven said it on Vooka on Thursday that child stars get exposed to adult content. You said it on camera, bro.
Yo, bro.
You said it on camera.
No,
but
man.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because
Because the reason I also ask is I liked this this kid from Home Alone.
Mike, is it
Him, right?
Yes,
From Home Alone
yes,
1,
yes.
2, and 3. And I think there was this other movie where he's the son of a billionaire. Huge. Then apparently ended up doing drugs.
That's how they all go, eh?
Yeah.
Most of them, actually. No, let me not say all, most of them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you don't have a childhood, yeah? And then now you find yourself, you're a teenager. Teenagers are known for doing what? Exploring, right? You're exploring and you're in the entertainment industry. Everything is handed right here in front of you.
You've got money.
You've got money also. So you're bound to do things you are never meant to do at the first place. You know what I mean? So, hey, man. Some of them turn out nice. Some of them don't turn out so well, you know?
Yeah,
man.
True.
It's also Chaz Palminteri's birthday today.
Yes.
Chaz Palminteri, birth year May 15, 1952. He's 73 years old right now. Damn, man. 73. I wish to see that year, man. I wish to see myself at 73. Yeah, I know. At that time.
But yeah, he's also known for the one-man play called A Bronx Tale that he wrote and performed, which was inspired by his own childhood experiences, right? So, yeah, very interesting. But he's also an American actor, best known for his film roles. The Bronx Tale, as mentioned, based on his play of the same name, Bullets Over Broadway, and that was in 1994, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award, which for Best Supporting Actor, and The Usual Suspects in 1995. And people at home can't see me. Let's just get the camera there.
Sorry.
So Usual Suspects in 1995, as well as his reoccurring role as Shorty in Modern Family.
Oh, he's Shorty in Modern Family.
Yeah, 2010 to 2019.
Dope. Hey, man. He's been busy. He's been busy. Yeah.
And I think, you know what, as human beings, my take is that we are brought forth to create. Just like Mother Nature, it creates. So I think people find expression through creating something. Could be a painting, could be a body of work, but let's go out and create. Yeah.
Go out and create, yeah, man. At the same time, go out and create and also get coin, man. Because, hey, this life without coin, hey, it's kind of difficult, brother B. I'm not going to lie, big bro. I'm not going to lie.
It is, and I love what Robin said the other day, because he was here on Monday for Monday Motivation.
Yes.
I mean, so he's the author of that book, so if you can hold it up quickly, Love. And I mean, he was talking about operating from a place of love, right?
Yes.
What I took away from that interview is that everything has a purpose. So even if you are going through a phase where you are not having that money coin, embrace it, feel it, go through it. Right?
Let it happen.
Yeah, let it happen. But I'm not saying let it happen as in
Just
don't have
chill.
money, I'm chilling,
Yeah, no, not in
it's
that
gonna
sense.
come.
Yeah.
Because it's similar to when I learned how to swim. The moment I try not to sink and I fight,
And then you sink.
that's when I sink. But when I'm like, hey, let me sink, that's when I float.
It's crazy.
Interesting.
It's very
Right?
interesting.
Yeah.
So let go, exist, and just continue doing what you're doing is basically what you're saying, right?
Yes, precisely.
Yeah. It's also Sachem Kim's birthday today.
But just before we move on to Sachem Kim, Robert De Niro also starred in The Bronx Tale as well.
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a legend.
It's
That's
a legend. I mean, when you mention Robert, your Al Pacino.
Al Pacino's, yes.
Those are legends.
Yeah, man. Sachem Kim's birthday also, yeah? Birth year, May 15, 2002. Age 23 years old. Hey, he's young. He's a young man doing the most, man. Yeah. Youngins, yeah. Youngin. Yeah, man. Interesting fact. His TikTok video posted in 2022, where he played his lip sync in the car received over 2 million views. So he did a lip sync to this popular song at the time. What's the name of that song again? Ah, damn.
But whilst you think of it, it's crazy how one can rise to stardom, right? In today's day and age, because back then you had to produce what would be considered an original body of work. But now,
right now,
I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You can lip sync or do something on top of what is already created, and then you become a sensation.
I mean, this goes back to what we were saying earlier. You find something already made, you come into the earth, and then you just retune that something, and then it becomes something new again. I mean, that song, thing is, the name of the song just slipped my mind.
Sure.
But yeah, it was quite a popular song. It went out of the limelight, and then he brought it back into the limelight, you know what I mean? So he repurposed the song. Yeah, man. Yeah. He has amassed over 39 million likes on TikTok. Sechin Kim is a South Korean social media star known for his engaging content on TikTok. He posts dance, lip sync, and face filter videos.
I mean, now that I think about it, this is a lot of work, eh?
It is.
Yeah,
I mean, you're alone in the room, speaking to...
I mean, how many times do you hit pause, delete the video, start over again? Something as simple as sending a WhatsApp voice message. How many times have you recorded it and you realize, snap, this is too long. And then you delete it. And then in your mind, you try and formulate a summary and you try again. And maybe if it's a girl that you're trying to impress, obviously your voice has to be deep.
It
right?
changes, yeah.
And you have to talk in a Barry White tone voice, right?
Yeah.
And if it's not sounding the way you want it, you delete it and try again. Now imagine creating content. Now this is video, so it's
quite a
it's work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
And it's a lot of work with confidence behind it. A whole lot of confidence. Because I mean, every time you delete a video, that does something to you inside. Because you took all those minutes or hours. Who knows how long some people take.
Yeah.
And then you have to redo it again with the same or better energy.
Yeah, let me ask you this before we continue. So one day, if you become a parent, and you
No, not if, brother B. When, not if.
Okay,
yes,
cool.
Yes.
So as a parent in the future, if your daughter, child, son says they want to be a TikToker, would you be like, no, be a doctor, or are you?
So I'm very, very open-minded. Yeah.
Okay.
First things first. Let me see the coin you're making first. Let me see the first coin you made.
No, but it's not there. It's not there.
If it's not there yet, and it's maybe my children are still in primary, we're assuming, nah? Let's say
no. Let's just say high school.
high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, continue making videos. Just make sure your grades are okay so you have something to fall back on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Dope.
I'm all for creativity.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm all for creativity. I mean, look at me. It clearly says. So I might need help with this one, yeah? Word of the day. So the word is lugubrious. What? Is it lugubrious or lugubrious?
I mean, we'll consider this a... What do you do in school when you do it's revision?
Revision,
right?
yeah.
Because it's something that we've covered before. But then this is actually an interesting word because...
lugubrious.
Yeah, because... You know how words take on or they explain something without, let me put it like this, you hear a word and you can somehow understand its meaning.
Yeah.
Right? Because lugubrious means looking sad or dismal. Right? So you walk up to a little kid or someone looking sad. You could then say to them, you look, or why are you so lugubrious today? Right? So it's these kind of words where the sound of the word also explains. Yeah. It's just the other day we were talking about a horrible thing that happened in our SA history because our Paralympics back then officially.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Officially, do you want to say it?
Yeah, say it.
No, I mean officially they were called. Okay, let me set this up. Right.
Yeah.
our soccer team, national soccer team, they're called
Bafana,
right?
Yes.
And then females is called Banyana.
Banyana.
And then the Springboks,
The Bokke.
Bokkers, and all of that, right? And then the Paralympics.
The Kroko, Amakroko, Kroko.
Kroko.
Yes.
The word kroko, I mean, we found out that this is it an Afrikaans term?
It's an Afrikaans term meaning crooked.
Krok.
Yeah.
Yeah, crooked.
Yeah.
And that was a
The
term,
Hey.
right?
Hey.
But again, it sort of kind of explains it, because when you say I'm a kroko, you're like broken people, right?
That's the direct translation, yes.
Yeah. But even if you didn't know what it is, but you can somehow anticipate or think, man, it means
something has to be broken here.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is quite sad,
this,
man.
I feel like it's also like lugubrious is also like that.
Like a word
where-
like that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. It's lugubrious is the direct opposite of jubilation.
Yeah.
So
Jubilee and
yeah,
for
jubilant.
sure.
Yes.
Oh,
Happy.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So here's a message to everybody. Yeah. Inspiration. Yes. As the big brother Stephen, I would like to bring this inspirational message to everybody. Yes, in a sensual voice. So, challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. I repeat, challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Yeah, man, in a very, very sensual voice.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Dope. In fact, speaking of motivation, when you write something yourself and you come back to it years later, it takes on new meaning, right? So I remember graduating from a course that I did, because I was in a learnership with Standard Bank. So
Yeah.
I mean, I told the guys, look, I rap. Right?
I'm a rapper.
I perform,
Yeah.
So during the graduations, they asked that, can you then perform? So I was with this guy, we performed a song, and it was at the Standard Bank Convention Center, right? So,
Yeah, man.
so the last 4 lines, even till today, I think these are words that I live by, and I'd like to share them so that people.
Yeah, please do, by all means, yeah.
So it goes, we are what we are because of what we did yesterday. It's not about the destination that makes us great, but all the principles we learned taking up this way. Glory is in the sweat of the journey that you had to take. Right? Because of what we did yesterday.
Yes.
It's not about the destination that makes us great, but all the principles we learned taking up this way. Glory is in the sweat of the journey that you had to take.
Profound, man. Hey, it's like you're looking into the future while you're in the present. You know what I mean?
But the future is today, because
Yeah.
what you do today determines
tomorrow.
your future. Yeah.
Which is very, very interesting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Picture.
So, we're gonna have some guests, right?
Yes.
Today, because it is a spiritual Thursday, and we've got a pastor that's coming through.
We have a pastor coming.
And a traditional healer.
Hey, interesting. Very, very interesting. We can't wait for those. Hey.
Yeah, but I'll tell them just after we go through the picture of the day.
Cool. Raswani. Oh, African names. I cannot pronounce some African names properly. Hey, please. I'm so sorry if I'm gonna butcher the name. If you can, please correct me. Gaswani.
Yeah.
Gaswani. Hey.
I mean, as ons Afrikaans praat, luister, as ons Afrikaans praat, ne?
Yeah.
You cringe. Like, no, that's not how you should say it.
Yeah, man.
Say it, Gaswani.
Gaswani.
Yeah.
Gaswani. Yeah, man. Gaswani. Yo, okay. Gaswani.
Yeah.
Gaswani Nature Reserve, Rustenburg.
Yes.
Gaswani Nature Reserve, Rustenburg. Yes. So it's in Rustenburg. It's a nature reserve of 5.3 thousand hectares consisting of veld and mountains ran by the Northwest Parks and Tourism Board. It is located 5 kilometers southwest of Rustenburg on the northern slope of the Magaliesberg, inside of the Magaliesberg Biosphere Reserve, and alongside the western portion of Magaliesberg protected natural environment. Gasswane is home to many species of flora and bird life, large, small mammals also there. Has been designed as a protected Ramsar site. Am I saying this word right? Ramsar, yes. Ramsar site since 2019. The reserve has a number of campsites, hikes, and trails. So yeah, man, Rustenburg. If you have never been to Rustenburg, please do go there. And I'm assuming you've been to Rustenburg. Because I mean, you've been around.
Times,
yes.
Multiple times.
Yes. How was Rustenburg the last time you were there?
When you say been around, you mean my age or?
No, I mean like you're a well-traveled person. Okay. Yes.
Well, I am lucky and privileged because I've been to all provinces outside the country twice. But yeah, I mean, even with these nature reserves, I still have a lot to explore. Even in my own backyard. Right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but for the most part, nature is beautiful, bro.
Nature, yeah. I mean, you can't take away nothing from nature. Nature is the first science, I don't want to say experiment, but nature is nature, man. Nature's nature, man.
Nature is nature.
Nature's nature.
In terms of expression, right?
Yes.
You can tell how nature finds balance. Trees will grow wherever they grow. They're not planted in rows.
They just pop up.
They just grow wherever they grow. If there's a stream, a river, if there's gushing or rushing waters, there will be that. If there has to be still waters, there will be still waters. There'll be still waters, yeah. Right? So it doesn't judge. It just allows. That's nature.
Nature is beautiful, man.
And hence, still in the spirit of Mother's Day, we call it Mother Nature. Yeah, right?
Mother Nature. Because it gives birth.
Yeah, and it nurtures as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So do you think we should be calling it Mother Nurture instead of Mother Nature instead?
I think it is nature, but in terms of its attributes, characteristics, or properties, it nurtures. Right? Because when we talk the different types of energies, it's been said that when we talk masculine, and this has nothing to do with gender, but when we talk masculine, it's the energy that, or the power that basically starts out.
Authority.
Yes. And then with the feminine, it takes in the energy and then it transforms it into something bigger. So that's the relationship between the two, that one is able to initiate, the power to initiate. Another one has the power to take what has been initiated
and multiply
it. Yeah. Right? So Mother Nature does that. And biblically speaking, one of my favorite scriptures talks about the law of seed time and harvest, that for as long as heaven and earth is still in existence, the law of seed time and harvest will continue. Because the law says if you plant something and you give Mother Nature a seed, right, that's the enforcer.
Yes.
Give it a seed. What does Mother Nature do?
Mother Nature is going to take that
seed
and grow it
and then produce
a tree
and then
life from it.
Right? Yes, so Mother Nature is... again, I'll take your words. Mother Nature is Mother Nature.
I mean, there's no other way to say it. Yeah, man. So, if you have just tuned in, this is the Vooka Breakfast Show, and the time right now is 7:55. So, man, please go ahead and comment. Engage with us on WhatsApp on the number 060-493-3226. And we'll be right back after this, just taking a short break, yeah?
Cool.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether
bit
you're
of
a group
technical
of friends or a family looking for a
difficulties, but yeah,
memorable
man,
getaway, Swell
we'll
Appeal
take
Tours has you
another
covered.
short break in a while.
Our all-inclusive
So-
tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to
sorry.
the vibrant life of...
Are you up now? Are you up?
Yeah.
Speak up.
No, I was just saying that
Yes.
a bit later on, we've got something very interesting because we've created, well, it's the same set in studio, but you know, we're always trying to switch things up a little
Revamp
bit. So we've got Pastor Alfred, right, that's going to be coming through, and he's a presiding pastor at a local church right here in Roodepoort.
Okay.
It's not that far. So if you need, you know, devotion, whatever, Roodepoort is not that far. right?
What's the name of the church?
I'll check it shortly. And then also we've got Gogo Mercedes, right? So
Traditional
to the
healer.
powers, traditional healer. So to the powers that be, I think it's going to be an interesting conversation where we've got both people in studio just to talk about if there is a middle ground, you know.
Hey,
So, yeah.
Hey, it's going to be very, very interesting, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. Please stay tuned. We're going to be having a traditional healer and a pastor. And as we all know, Christianity and traditional healers mostly don't see hand in hand. So we'll see, try to see if there is
Hey,
a middle
family.
ground between the two. So yeah, man. It's going to be fire. It's going to be fire. Let's take this quick ad break. We'll be back just now, yeah? We'll be back just now, please, yeah?
Hey family,
Hi,
My name is Nomcebo Zikode.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
my name is Musi Miss
my name is Ketsuake Mnguni
on the Vooka
Vooka
Breakfast Show.
every weekdays from 7 a.m.
to 10 a.m.
This is where we are going to have our topical discussion featuring various experts from different fields.
We're going to take care of you and it's going to be amazing, man. Right now I'm on the set of the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blink-On Network.
Do not forget to subscribe.
That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms.
Vooka.
See you there.
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here, my name is Musi Mist. I'm out here with the one and only maximum temperature. I'm working my man. CC Shabalala Wakamazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Gonna
sir.
give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast
Yes,
Show.
sir.
Asante at least.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Vooka Breakfast Show. Welcome back. I'd like to welcome you with warm hands. Yes, sir. With if a virtual hug was possible. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the Vookas out there. Yes, Vooka Nation. Yes, man. And we have somebody that was missing. Hector was asking about this particular person. We have Moose on in the building right now today. Yes, sir. Man, Moosey. We also have Effie Berry in the house. Yeah, man.
What do it is, family? What's up? It's your girl, Effie Berry, and I'm about to bust some beats out here, yeah?
Yeah. You're the rapper now. Effie the rapper, what's going on? What's going on, Brother Moose? What's going on, Brother Moose?
Hey, Mr. Steve, how's it going?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Where have you been, bruh?
Nah, man, I was around. I'm here.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying.
You're trying.
I'm living, and we're taking it a day at a time.
Yeah, man. I see the voices back.
Not really, not completely, but we're trying. As a vocalist, we're trained to develop ways that we can try and maintain our vocals.
Yeah, man.
And this weekend, I didn't do such a great job, and thus my voice
Your
was
voice
the way.
leaving. But at
the
least
way
you were
it was.
working,
But
man.
now it's slowly coming back.
Right.
You know? And yeah, man, I'm excited about that one. But to what really promises to be your favorite rendezvous right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. But it actually should by now, 61 episodes in, it should by now be your absolute favorite rendezvous right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. And of course, you know that we'll always be taking such good care of you. Always hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be back in your presence and in your company. We do this every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, between the hours of 7 and 10. And this is where we aim to have all-encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking conversations that are aimed at both you and I gaining so much information and knowledge. The time right about now is 2 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock on the 15th of May, 2025, on a Thursday morning. And of course, it is cheese and wine. It is ladies' night.
Cheese and wine.
It is happy hour. So talk to us, man. I mean, you know, what do you call this? Load shedding came back. So where are you spending your load shedding? We'd also love to hear your thoughts and your opinions using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show across all our social media platforms. And that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Comment, like, subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done so that both you and I can share our thoughts and our opinions and everything else in between. But of course, the interaction and the communication needs not end there. It can also continue on our WhatsApp line using the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. I'm looking forward to having such a great energy exchange between both you and I so that we can grow and evolve and become better individuals in our society. Like Ubanelo was having the conversation before the break with Steve, we're going to have such a jam-packed show for you. It's going to be an interesting one because, you know, we've had a pastor before on our show, and of course, we've also had spiritual people in the sense of, you know, dingaka, abokoko, or izangoma, you know. So today is going to be a very interesting one, having both individuals who are in the same space, I guess, to a certain extent.
Spirituality.
Yeah, spirituality.
Yeah.
But of course, approaching it from different sides.
Different
so
angles,
it really promises to be such an interesting one. So I can't wait for that one, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I'm absolutely looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a sick segment. It's gonna be a very sick segment. Yeah, man. We have on the comments Tembim Ngci saying, "Yebo yes, let's go, Mavuka Amahle. Yebo yes, Tembim Ngci. Yebo yes, man." And he comes again saying, "A very good morning, team." Hashtag.
It's a she.
Oh, it's a she. Sorry. Oh, Tembi, my love. I love you so much.
But
Yeah?
it's in
We
the
love you
name.
so
First
much.
of all, it's in the name. No, it's in the name.
Most names are non-binary now. So.
Kore vele batho ba kena mo stulo so banka mokgwa mo. Ka re mo le
And I
lo
warned you.
pronounce di-
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
I warned you last week to not get infected by the Mo.
Yeah, Mo, if you're
Yeah.
watching this, apparently I'm infected by your syndrome.
Yeah.
And we have Mr. Maimani saying, "Good morning, team. Watching from home. Happy Thursday. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. Hashtag Sivugile. Oh, Sivugile, Nati, my dog. Sivugile. Yes, man. Yes, man."
Zongomphakelish.
Spin City, referring back to when I was saying, remember I said there was these two brothers that made the movie. Yeah. He's saying, "Are you referring to the Warner Bros? Thank you for reminding me, man. Thank you for reminding me." He's saying, "Lord 47, yes sir, in the building. You know what it is, yeah, man." So guys, we have a very interesting segment, spirituality. Before we go on, where do you guys lay with spirituality? Are you Christian? Are you
I am human.
You're human and humans are spiritual beings. So how do you practice your
Iphelela
spirituality?
Bathini, I am fluid.
You are fluid. Okay. What are your beliefs though? What are your
You know, when it
beliefs?
comes to spirituality, I can't, at this moment, I cannot say whether I am Christian or full blown into Africanism, right? So hence I said I am human because I'm currently in that state of whether or not I fall into Christianity or whether or not to just fall into Africanism. So that one for now, it has no answer. Just know that I am human.
You're human. It's like Moose, where do you stand, man?
Look, man. You know, as the years have been going by and I've been growing. I mean, I'm a young 25, right?
You're 25.
I am.
You're 25.
I'm absolutely
Wow,
25 years.
crazy.
Born 2000.
Crazy.
Class of 2018. PHS. Shout out to Princess High School. I see you.
Yeah.
So as a young person, as I've been growing and the years have been going by, I've been learning quite a few things, right?
Yeah.
And I am Catholic. I'm Christian. I'm Catholic. I believe in my Catholic faith. I haven't been to church in quite some time, but I still follow my Catholic teachings, right? Very exciting times for us, right?
It is.
The Catholic Church. Sad and
I mean, you guys just lost the Pope.
The Pope, yes, Pope Francis.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
But we also got a new Pope, so it's a bittersweet.
A new Pope has been delegated already.
Yes,
Pope
last
Leo.
week. Last week. So immediately after the death or the passing on of a Pope, the cardinals and those in Rome, because that's where the mother church is.
Yes,
right?
Rome, Vatican.
In the Vatican City, they go and they spend some time and they stay behind closed doors. It doesn't matter how long it takes. They have to come to a unanimous decision where they agree on one person being elected as the new pope. And so we just got a new pope. And
that's dope, man.
For us right here at home, in the deanery, we got a new bishop not so long ago. But anyway, I am Catholic, but I also am someone who believes in spirituality.
African spirituality, or
yes, absolutely. I mean, spirituality as a standard. I believe that there is a spiritual realm.
Yes,
that both you and I, as physical people, cannot see, right? And so, what I also believe is that you have people like, abomthandazi, isangoma, to tap into the spiritual realm, right? Because the spirits, I believe, have messages they want to relay, things they want to say, and stuff like that, right? So they have these people. Then there's these people who are gifted, who can tap into it, or who are chosen to receive those messages, and then of course relay them to us. So I do believe in our African spirituality where ancestors are there. I absolutely believe in it. Absolutely. You know, but whenever we have these kinds of conversations, I always say, call it spirituality, call it badimu, call it your intuition, call it a sixth sense,
the supreme,
call it whatever you want to call it, right? It is there. It is absolutely there. You know, call it your gut talking to you. You know, call it your inner voice. There is something that is above both you and I as physical people.
For sure, man.
That's just what I believe.
Yeah, man. I believe that's what every human being believes in a higher.
Not
okay, mostly, because I know there are atheists.
So here's the thing.
There are atheists.
You know what my thing is when it comes to such conversations? Just in general, actually, and I wish TC was here. TC has learned that I'm this kind of person. I always say, as individuals, we need to start learning to speak in the first person, right? Refer to yourself as Steve. Say, I as Steve. Me as Musi missed. Yes. I believe in this, that, and the other. I follow this, that, and the other. And I don't want to generalize because it's a very dangerous game saying, most people. Who's most people?
Actually, you're right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You know?
Yes. I digress. Yeah. Take back my words. So I believe in a higher being. Okay. I mean, this is Earth. This thing we call oxygen was made, by a supreme being that we cannot see with the physical eye. But that is my beliefs, yeah? So on the comment section here, we have Zinzi Elizabeth saying, okay, sorry, this is going back to the birthday. Yeah, she's saying, 15 November, you share a birthday with my niece. We won't forget your birthday. Thank you very much. And I mispronounced my colleague's name. How can I do that? I said Musi, my money. And I'm
I mean,
supposed to
it's
say
not-
Moketsi, my
No,
money.
you didn't mispronounce. You said the wrong.
the wrong word, man.
But there is a Musi Mamani. By the way,
Yes.
what Musi Ritu Motop Senville.
Eish,
There's
Moose.
Musi Mist and Musi Mamani. Come on, man.
Hey, there's too much of these moves, man. There's too much. It's too much. So yeah, man. African spirituality. You know, I know nothing about African spirituality. 'Cause
Okay.
Personally, I don't practice African spirituality. If
Okay.
one of y'all know anything about,
What do you
please
believe in?
Enlighten.
Out of curiosity, Stephen,
What do you
I know
believe
that you're
in?
colored, right?
Yeah.
So is it colored in a sense that your dad maybe comes from a colored side and
Yes,
your
in
mom
that
is
sense.
black?
Yes.
So your mom is black.
Yes.
So out of curiosity, over at your mom's side of the family, have they never said to Hlabimbuzi?
So here's the thing, right?
Or
Here's
to
the thing, right?
cleanse.
Here's the thing, right? So my mom's side of the family is the same as my father's side of the family, but I grew up with my father's side of the family
What
most
do
of
you
the time.
mean
getting-
same?
So they are very, very distant. They're not like we don't really see each
Close-knit
other.
family.
Yes, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're not a close-knit family. Thank you for such nice words. I was about to use horrendous words.
Musi Mist. This is what I do. Come on,
Thank
man.
you, Musi Mist. Thank you, Musi Mist. So yeah, man. I've heard that there've been talks about Surhlaba Imbuzi. We're gonna go talk to the ancestors and so on and so on. But I've never really been part of that. You know, I've never.
What language does your mom speak? Like you-
Tswana.
Oh, keep on Tswana kwalona.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
my
well,
Oh,
mom
that's
like
very
this one.
interesting. Very
yes,
interesting.
yes.
No, I'll tell you why it's very interesting, and I'll come back to your question, Alfred, because I'd like to ask Lena or know what he believes in personally.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the Tswana colored combination
Yes.
is something that I relate very closely with.
Yes, yes.
Because my mom's dad, my grandfather, my maternal grandfather was a colored man
real?
himself. Yeah.
Nah,
so my
dog.
mother's, it's very like I realized this when I got older. So before, and all their names, if they had taken on their father's surname, it would have been like colored or white sounding names.
Yes, yes.
To get actually colored more than anything else. It would have been very colored sounding names. So that I relate to the Tswana
I mean,
colored combination.
So your mother was almost called Kodel.
I mean,
Khadija?
something like that. You know? My mother's name, Yaskho was Rebecca. My aunt is Selena. My uncle is Victor, and my other uncle is Lazarus. So they all would have had like very colored sounding names had they taken on the surname ya Papa Bone. So that's very interesting.
Yeah,
So,
man.
but Steve, what do you believe in? So your mom Kwabone ke Motswana, right?
Yes, yes.
And your dad is colored,
Yes.
right? So what do you believe in before we get to the
Yes,
two side of the
thank you.
families?
You know, thank you for acknowledging
Yeah.
me as a human being.
What do you believe in?
Yeah, man. I believe in God. Hey, I don't
Okay.
believe in religion at all. I believe in so I'd say I'm spiritual.
Okay.
More than anything.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does spirituality mean
Spirituality
to you? What
means
does
to me-
being spiritual mean to you?
So I believe there's a higher authority, which
Okay.
is Almighty Father God.
Okay.
That made the heaven and the earth. That made us as humans.
Okay.
Yes. And I'd like to say me saying I'm spiritual, right? Spiritual means I believe in God, and I also believe in a mediator between the humans and a God.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, there's God the Father, God the Son. God the Son is the mediator between the humans and God.
Okay.
Yes. So that's my belief. You know what I mean?
So who's the mediator, or what is the mediator for you?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
you believe in Jesus
I
Christ?
believe in Jesus Christ. So hence, you know why I said no religion specifically. I don't have a title to say I am this religion, I am that religion.
Okay.
Yes, I am just spiritual as.
So in your belief, do you believe in the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
Because since these are your words, you say there's God, you believe that there's God the Father,
Uh-huh.
God the Son, and the Son for you is your mediator.
Yes.
Not in a general sense, right?
Yes, not in a general
Is
sense.
your
My
mediator.
mediator.
And then these two, being God the Father, God the Son, there's always a third
A
one.
third one, yes, which is the
God,
Holy
the Holy
Spirit.
Spirit,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And that's all usually referred to as the Holy Trinity. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay, yeah.
Right, it's referred to as the Holy
Yes,
Trinity.
yes.
Trinity being three.
Three,
All
yes,
right.
yes.
So you also believe in the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
So the Triduum, the Trinity is
It's
something that
complete.
you recognize, you acknowledge, and you believe in.
Yes, yes.
I see
yes,
that. I
yes,
see that.
yes.
Okay. So then, how do you go about practicing your belief, or yes, your belief in spirituality and the Trinity?
So this is how I practice it, right? First things first. I'd never do something to you that I wouldn't want you to do to me.
Okay.
You know? That comes from the Bible, you know?
Okay.
Because the Bible doesn't have a specific, it doesn't say Catholic, it doesn't say ZCC, it doesn't say...
So you read the Bible?
I do, yes, I do read
Okay.
the Bible. I do read the Bible, yes. I'm a very big reader of the Bible, yes. So yeah, man, I pray, wake up in the morning, pray to God. Because there is a verse that says to know God, you have to know yourself first, right?
Okay.
Yes. So that's meditation. So I pray. Prayer is meditation, by the way, if a lot of people don't know. Yes. So yes, I do meditate every morning. And then when I come back from work at night, I'd like to practice more of this at night. Like some days I skip, some days I don't. You know, it goes, yeah, man. But yeah, man, I am a firm believer in God. Yes.
I see you.
Yes.
I see you. Church, did you do church growing up?
Church. So I did church. And
From your father's side or your mother's side?
from my father's side, and I saw things I did not like.
What church was
seeing. Can I not mention it on air? Can I tell you off air?
No, sure,
Yes,
sure,
yes, yes.
sure. Okay,
So, yeah,
I
man.
mean, the experience that you got from at a young age going through church was not.
It wasn't. They
Such a
made
great one.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Because I mean, you can imagine as a kid. I was a pastor, by the way. I was a young pastor. Yes, I was a young
Like a
pastor.
youth pastor type of thing.
Not just a youth pastor. I used to stand in the pulpit preaching to the whole.
To the whole congregation.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because I was
That's very interesting.
baptized at the age of 12.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
In that church.
In that church.
From your father's side.
Yes.
So I'm
yes.
assuming your father's side and your mother's side go to different churches.
They go to different churches.
Okay,
yes,
that's very
yes,
interesting.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I see you. I see you.
It's that, yes, man. It's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we've been asking
Talking
too
for
much
a while,
about me,
yeah.
eh? We've been asking too much about me. Afri, where do you stand in this, Afri? What's your
Emanya naku buditse nna ka re nna, I don't have a stand at this moment.
So we basically what I'm saying is basically what you believe in also. Am I getting that right?
No. You say you don't have a religion, but you believe in God. Yet God is represented by the Christianity
No,
religion.
God
No,
is not
no,
represented
not-
by
Can I
Christianity.
finish first?
Not Christianity. Okay, yes, go on.
In a
go
way,
on.
yes. So I think for me, you should have just said you believe in a higher what's higher a higher being or a higher power. Because at this moment, when you specifically say that, a lot of people most people associate God with Christianity. Because when you go into Buddhism, we don't say God. When you go into Muslim, it's more one of the same thing, because Allah is also it's the basically the mirror image of God. But when you go into other religions itself, they don't say a God themselves. They also say a certain person.
Which is
so
what?
Christianity.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Ishra.
The dangerous thing
yes,
is
it's Ishra. But I get it. In the end, they all symbolize a higher being.
You know why I specifically said God? Because you could say a higher being. There's a lot of beings that
you did
people,
say higher being, higher power.
yes, higher being, higher power, and then I said God, Almighty God, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I mean, yes, perfect example. There's some people higher being could refer to Badimu. You know. You know,
you're right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. So in that sense, that's why I said God specifically. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, guys, please enlighten me and the Vooka Nation. For some of us that have no idea about African spirituality, what is African spirituality exactly?
It goes back to what you and Banele were talking about, basically how Egypt was formed. So African spirituality hails from Ethiopia originally, but most of the depictions happen in Egypt. That's
Okay.
why we have the Kemetic Bible coming in. And that's why you also have the oldest church and the oldest Bible hailing from what? Ethiopia. And then Rastafari also comes from the Ethiopian culture. Look at the Ethiopian flag and then look at the representation of the Rastafarian flag. It's the same colors of the Ethiopian national flag.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting, eh? That fact I did not know.
You didn't know.
I didn't know. Did you know at home?
Yeah, and then you also look at the 10 commandments that you'd find in the New or Old Testament. They also hail from the Kemetic Bible. The Kemetic Bible has 42 commandments. And the English Bible that we read right now, it says, "Thou shalt not steal." But in the Kemetic Bible, that's where we commit to us fully doing things that actually come with us. So in the Kemetic Bible, it says, "I shall not steal," because you yourself are committing to not doing an act of atrocity. But yet when you read the Christian Bible, it says, "Thou shall not steal." Who is thy?
Thy, amen.
Thy refers to thyself.
Thou shall not
Thou
steal.
shall not steal.
But sometimes it also, the way it is said and the way it is presented.
Yeah, but that's based on how you receive it, though.
Yeah.
It's based on how you receive it. So wait, let's go back. You said a mouthful. You said African spirituality originates from where?
I say Ethiopia.
Says who? Where are you getting this? This is the first time I'm
But
hearing
for
of
me, it hails from Ethiopia because that's where the world oldest Bible comes from. The
Oh, for
Kemetic-
you.
Yes.
Oh, not in
Because when you look
not
at
like general.
not generally, because when you
Oh.
also look at religion itself, Bafet, most religious things hail from where in Africa, which is what? Ethiopia. Ethiopia is like almost the birth, almost emphasis.
You know what's better, guys? With this African spirituality, I'd like to hear this from a person that actually is in the movement and actually is like a spiritual healer herself, you know? So we have a guest that's coming on right now in the next few minutes. Gogo Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yeah.
Yes, Mercedes. I wanted to say it in African term. Oh, don't do that, Moose. Come on, man. Come on,
I
bro.
told you that.
I wanted to practice my Africanness
No,
inside.
let me quickly go here. So on our YouTube page, on our comment section,
yes.
TK1990 came through a while ago saying, "Good morning, #Vooka Breakfast Show, Vooka Nation, hello." And then Zinzi, like you mentioned, also said, "Good morning, #Vooka Breakfast Show, happy Thursday to Amavuga Amahlesi Vugile." And then of course she came back talking about your birthday on the 15th of November, saying that you share the same birthday with her niece and she won't forget to celebrate your birthday.
To the niece, shout out.
And then of course Max for maximum temperature, I'm getting my money coming through, saying 15 November is the saved date. And he comes back saying nowadays there's no time to be lugubrious.
For real. For real.
You know?
There is no time.
Very,
man.
very
Yes,
interesting.
yes.
And shout out to you, Stephen. Like I liked how you mentioned that thing of how Jubilee is like the opposite of.
Yes.
That's very cool of you.
Thank you,
Very
man.
cool
Thank
to
you,
pick
man.
up. And then Muketse my money coming through again saying, "So I'm a virus, basically." Yes, you are. You are Muketse.
Well, apparently they say you're a virus, but don't worry. If you're the virus, I'm the antivirus, okay? We can coexist. We can coexist.
Clearly this virus has
We can
infected
coexist,
you,
yeah, man.
and then of course, and then I agreed and I said yes. And then Zinzi saying, it's the Muketse my money syndrome. The MMS is very contagious.
Oh,
so it's
come
got
on,
you, my bro.
Zinzi.
And I warned you, Steve. I warned you last week. It was your second day, your second
man.
episode, and I warned you. I've seen what the syndrome does, man. And then of course, Muketse my money saying, "Wow, Zinzi, as for MMS," and then I said, "Absolutely." And then Muketse saying, "When the pastor gets here, is your car
Oh, for
somewhere
real,
repent?"
for real. Because when the pastor gets here, it's
And then
about
he's
to get.
asking whether is it Mercedes Benz? No, Muketse, it's just Mercedes.
Nah,
No
it's just Mercedes. Hey guys,
the syndrome is even
it's Gogo Mercedes.
The syndrome has him even at home watching. He still practices this thing. So it would be very interesting. But
yeah, man.
you know,
Yeah, man. For real.
The thing is when we mention such things, that's why I get it. Hey, for now it's very dangerous, and it's maybe dangerous is not the correct term or word I should be using, but it borders on quite a few things where it's very easy to I guess take a jab at someone, you know, because if we're talking about such things that affect quite a lot of people, we need to come from a factual place.
Yeah, for real. We have to come
Do you
with
get what I'm trying to
facts. We
say?
can't
And
be
so that's why
coming with
I usually
opinions only.
say that in the first person. Every time I say Musi, this is what I think. This is how I feel. You know, so someone else could argue and say, everybody, that's a lie. Saying African spirituality originates
Hence
from...
I said
for
that's
you.
my thought, but enough
Okay,
on
guys.
that one.
You know what
Let's
my
take a
thought
quick
is?
ad break right now, ne?
You know what my thought is, yeah?
Yeah.
As Afri was saying, let's take a quick break. Right now, the time is 8:26. 8:26. We are wrapping this morning segment up. And we're about to go into the quizzes of the day. The big, oh, man. It's about to go down for real, man. Yeah, man. We'll be back just right after this with a different scenery. Yeah, man.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swell Appeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Well, yeah, shopping blossom memory. Yes.
Wow. Hey family.
Hi.
My name
Vooka Breakfast Show.
We're out here in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, and just before you get to Broad Fisher Club. I'm out here. My name is Musi Mest. I'm out here with the one and only Maximum Temperature. I'm working with my man, TC Shabalala Wakabazibugo, and of course our station manager, the one and only Manele Lyric. And we're traveling out here, man. This is what we do on the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah, you gotta get it fresh.
Bugile, we are fresh and nice. Now it's time to take the information to the people.
Of course, like Mo just mentioned, do stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, share your thoughts and your opinions and everything else in between. We're going to be coming to a street to do live near you, wanting to know what your thoughts are out there on the street.
Of course, we've got TCO Wamazibugo with the traffic update. Right now, we are going to N1 southbound to make sure that whatever that you guys get, it is real-time information.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at Mukhorosi, we have robots that are not working right here, but the traffic is moving. We're going to look at when is your rush hour time, when people are from the work, or from school,
Yes,
right?
sir.
I'm gonna give you your daily update. So do make sure that you stay with us. Mobile Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yes, sir.
Asante atrisa.
My name is Musi Mest.
My name is Moketi Maimane.
Catch us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday, between 7 and 10.
Right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network.
Always bringing you the best content possible.
Vooka Nati, wake up with us and kickstart your day on a great note.
This is your energetic start to the day.
Escape the ordinary and discover the extraordinary with Swell Appeal Tours. Whether you're a group of friends or a family looking for a memorable getaway, Swell Appeal Tours has you covered. Our all-inclusive tours take you to South Africa's most stunning destinations, from the scenic beauty of Mpumalanga to the vibrant life of Gauteng and the coastal charm of Durban.
Good morning, Zanti. I hope you're feeling fantastic, Vooka Nations, and I hope ni right natle kono Vooka mahle. And obviously, you're sitting here with your girl, Afri Berry, also known as Miss Berry Plays. But to the darker the berry, the sweeter the don. And I am not here alone. Yazin, guys, I don't want to lie. Ngizomtshela manje gogo avumuhle reason I was looking at the pages like so a whole me vele
and again now
a whole me will be you.
Thank you so much.
I was looking at the pictures like, no man, Gogo is gorgeous. Like, let me just go back, swap again. You can even ask the guys that comes like, do you see her? Do you see her? Do you see?
I am really pressure.
Pressure natural pressure everything just flows. How are you doing, Gogo?
I'm good. I'm fresh.
A
bit cold, but serious.
So Tini, we have to strive through this way. So Gogo, would you kindly please give a quick intro to the viewers at home? Who's Gok Mercedes, and obviously a bit of a background around you?
So Gok Mercedes is a sangoma influencer. Okay. Is that even a thing?
Yeah, now
I mean ngisangoma nkosi yami ngugobela umthandazeli ngingane kababa yabo umuntu nje ukuthi yaziwa kakhulu on social media. If they want to know me, they can go on my TikTok.
Yes, and if I'm correct, I heard that you're also part of Izangoma Zodum.
No. We did Thokoza Muntwam.
Yeah. So would you mind telling me more about it?
Ooh. So Thokoza Muntwam is a show about Sangoma.
It's
good that it's adjust.
You need to adjust for this one.
Yeah, Thokoza Muntwam is a reality show about Izangoma ezigowayo nje emjolweni. And well, when they said Thokoza Muntwam, I didn't think that it was gonna be about drama. I just thought ukuthi kuyobonisa ukuthi siphila kanjani siyizangoma ngaphakathi komjolo, but it turns out that everybody nje besimuruka sonke besimuruka and I was like, okay, but I had so much fun shooting that. Was like, yeah, I had so much fun, and I discovered quite a lot of things about me. I don't think maybe the brand Gok Mercedes was gonna go that long if it wasn't for that show, because guys, and you start losing yourself in between. So the show came at a perfect time when I was like, and then they were like, no, we want to know more about your life. I was like, maybe let me rediscover myself. Yes, that's when I was like, okay.
Now that's very interesting, because I think most people vele masibona izangoma zakuza hayi bone no izinto zabe zihamba green umjolo hamba straight and cohesion, because no vele me according to me obvious masohambile iphume uyabona uphume ephehlweni lapha kusho ukuthi inkinto ihamba ngoline nomjolo yazi nothola isoka lakho sithanda sakho akuna nix flopai.
Oh my god, no ayeke kube kanjalo ithi ngizathatha nje kube kanjalo. It can never, yazi ne masibheka indlela yephehlo. Yes, that's what we are told ukuthi uyohamba uyothwasa uyolungisa impilo yakho. Hey, izinto ukuthi bezixakile ekucaleni ziyonyamala. Where it intensifies, because now you are woke, you are aware of izinto ezenzakalayo, so inkinga zakho you go straight into it because of now when angithi uyiclever emoyeni. So inkinga zomuntu wasemhlabeni ongenazo isipho sabantu abadala, trust me, I can take that any day. Let's nasibhekana nayo. Oh no. Mara, we love it anyway. We love it still. One thing about ubungoma is that inkinga zakho, you mustn't look at them and say ukuthi yabona manje amadlozi ayangixakekisa. No, look at it and say bayangikhulisa. Isixakekiso asiyinto nje edlozini khohlwa. Umuntu wathi uyaxakekisa uhlalazi ukuthi uyosukela into yena naye ezomxaka. But wena within yourself you must know that angibheka nexakekiso, ngibhekana nokukhuliswa edlozini nokwenyama yabo.
Oh, no, that's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. So, can you also let us know, Guti, when like, how was your journey to becoming? How was your journey from Utala, Epifeni, uzofika ukhono, so ugcina ugobela, nokuthi indlela yakho njengoba ugobela ihamba kanjani?
Now, when I started, I have no clue. I wasn't interested. So I started dreaming of okay, yeah, deja vu, you know. I'm a special girl. I've always known that I'm a special girl, but I never thought it would ngaya emazangomeni. So now, wangitshela ukuthi khona into ayizwayo like hey Chomi uyitla I cut her off because of mina ekhaya singena isonto baba miyashumayela umama wesambatho nami nginesambatho se-AME kumamela tsetsa amazango ma-akiligeni. So amadlozi took it upon themselves to say ukuthi since she doesn't want to follow her dreams lento esimbonisa ngamaphupho ngathi ayingeni kahle sesizoyenza ngokwenyama-ke. So I'd pass out. I was a ballroom dancer bengiwa nje mina esithubeni every time masiqeda ukudansa wile wanyana wile, and then it got so bad that I passed out for the longest time. People were panicking. Mina ngivuka ngithi bengiphupha guysini. I think I was just sleeping. Mina ngangizibonela izinto zamazangoma. That's when everything was revealed to me kahle kahle ukuthi kunamabhayi kusazoba namadumani kunama-threats ngapha ngiyabanjwa. I'm like kwenzakalani? It's like I was going through a portal where they are changing me yabo. Kodwa-ke mina ngangingazi ukuthi this is my grandmother because I grew up gogo. So mase kufika lapho kwasekuthiwa akahambe usesi ayobona umuntu ngoba you passed out sis manje uzoshona manje. Now bangisemntwini this lady tells me ukuthi no nabantu abadala, and because of mina I'm not resistant. One thing about me into my vela I would be like okay tell me about it but ukuthi can we make it work or not. So when they told me ukuthi I have a calling I was like give me enough time for me to also see it for myself because it's very hard to convince umuntu ukuthi unabantu abadala nakakaboni even if umuntu abona ukuthi uyagowa but until yena I feel ukuthi
because you just think izinto zempilo
yeah like man lezinto ziyayenzeka umgo ukhona but umuntu mazomtshela ukuthi kumele uyothwasa angakaboni never. So I was also one of those people ukuthi I was ongitshela ukuthi ngiyothwasa let me rather wait and see it for myself. Kwaze kuthiwa ke amaphupha yalandelelana eventually ngangena ephehlweni culture shock. I didn't understand why we needed to eat ngesandla, didn't like the fact that I had to walk barefoot. I'm like guys no, but ngaphinda ngazikhumbuza ukuthi I am not resistant. Enye into ngiyazi understandisa yona. That's when I learned ukuthi ephehlweni kune culture shock and la ngiqale khona bengiyi-1. So I didn't have ubafo, I didn't have a gobela that was full on there because of why into zakhe naye. Every other thing it was me just connecting Lisidi Musaka and finding out what is it that you want me to do. So even when I found my gobela mase ngifika empandeni yebisi2 la mengifika khona bese ngiregisterile ukuthi into eyiningi ngangizenza before and abengingayenziswa ngikhona ukuzenzela. So ugobela makathi hambe yoguqa ngamadola it's not going to be a problem. And when I went to the second mpande oh my god it was so fun, I'm not going to lie. Bekumnandi ngoba besibaningi but oh no iphehlo was not nice. Phehlo can never be a nice thing. Akomnandi nje lapha. You only realize that it's beautiful when you're done. Maso hambile ekhaya kulabona khona ukuthi ezinye izinto yes I didn't understand because I was caught in the heat of the moment, but now that sengiphumile sengadvancile you look at it ngelihlo eli different. Yingakho ukhona ukuthi ube ugobela oneqiniso. Njengoba ijourney yami yabona ukuthi storyline esiyi1 siyahamba ukuthi ngihambile ngamurukiswa ngahamba ngayo discovera izinto ngami. Now I need to do the same for abanye abantu. Umuntu mayifike ekhaya I'm just like whoa Nkosi yami why mina sibaningi kangaka.
Okay, so makufika ukuthi umuntu uyaziletha athi kimi ngizothwasa. Do you believe ukuthi umuntu because I hear ngengazi ukuthi bathi umuntu makuthi uyahamba uye ephehlweni fanele abonise ugobela yakhe or umuntu uzozibona sekaduka abona sekafikile ephehlweni. Iqiniso lelo or umuntu kunomuntu nje onokulanda ugobela athi hayi wena bathi uze kimi masambe.
Yabona all three of those options there ziyayenzeka and it's a thing. So umuntu oboni umuntu onomoya either bazomkhomba ugobela straight basho ukuthi hamba yomntwini esona either bakhipha igama bakhipha umuzi bambonisa yena isithombe sakhe whatever ozobe ubibone in line with that person kula so wazi ukuthi imele ngekhona. Kuyayenzeka ukuthi idlozi likuhlukumeze kakhulu likuhluphe uwazi ukuthi imele ngiyothwasa wonke indawo la uyakhona wena bakutshela ukuthi mele uthwase now you even know that I'm ready for initiation but abakukhomba ugobela. That's when you initiate a conversation namadlozi wakini ukuthi layelani bogogo njengoba ningihluphekise kangaka phezulu kwalokho nithulile ningikhanyisela indlela ngicela ke ukuthi mina ngihambe ngiye kugogo Dabula ahamba yongisiza. Mawufika kagogo Dabula each and every gobela know what to do but they will know ukuthi njengoba ingane ifikile mele ihlanjululwe mele ihambe iyosizwa ngendlela ethize kuze ngihambe ngiyokhuphula idlozi lakhe. If uya emzini omuntu wafika idlozi langaphumi ungahlali. Don't do that. Yabona futhi uwana uthlothwasa munguni rawubethela libizo la hawu la sikazwi uhlodula mora ubiza gogo ma So idlozi futhi mesihamba sigajeka kumuntu if uya kumuntu ukuthi wena umkhethile ngokwenyama mawufika lapha na wagajekwa idlozi lakho lavuma ukuwela emzini wakhe then you know that you are comfortable and even in your journey idlozi will reveal to you quite a lot of things ukuthi la sesihamba kahle nayo igobelo uyamtshela ukuthi ngize la ngoba ngikukhethile. Another thing amathwasana ayenzayo ukuthi they will all say ngikuphuphile we know ukuthi not everybody poopas you. I mean angiyazi kahle ukuthi not every amathwasana akusiwona wonke aboniswe mina but with everybody that successfully gets initiated empandeni yami they know that there is a deeper connection. It's either sihlangane ngensebenzo ngoba omunye umuntu bayakhona ukukhoma ukuthi sifuna umuntu ozokusiza ngensebenzo ethize. Mina there's something that I needed to learn and ngangazi kahle ukuthi le nyanga le ukuthi ngikhonjwe yona ngizomthola ngensebenzo. So now imagine submitting yourself endumbeni zabantu. You're just waiting to hear one thing. Am I really here for that? Like uzongitshela ngisho kwababa wami mina the first gobela I went to ngamphupha and then I had to choose. Mase ngiphuma lapha because ngase ngihlukumezekile. Mengiphuma lapha I went home ngabuyela emsamo futhi ke it wasn't even umsamo. Bewe khona nyana yami cute ngiyichakrahana ngisasho ukuthi bengislay queen. Ngiyichakrahana emamini khona. I'm like, you know what guys, if this
nama crystals
listen. I was like, no, you know what, if this doesn't work then ngicela siyekeleni. Ngaya ke mina kumuntu that I felt comfortable with. Mengifika kuleya muntu I realized that isambatho sakhe impande zakhe are things that I'm familiar with. So I just knew that this is my gobela even when I didn't get shown indawo yakhe noma uyena. So siyasebenza ezinye baya recruitana ke these days. Siya recruitana. Well, baya recruitana bo gobela. Abiza umuntu afike endumbeni yakho azohlola awumtsheli uyabona ukuthi umntana abantu unedlozi wena so ubona kahle ukuthi nakha ufuna ukuwa ngawe. You don't do that. Uzokuhlupha lowo muntu loyo. One thing about uzokuhlupha lowo muntu loyo. So inyanga ezinye I've heard ukuthi umuntu afike bathi mina ugobela bangitshela ukuthi kumele ngize lapha. Ugobela cannot tell you ukuthi izala nami ukuthi kusasa kuyongena umuntu onjani I don't know. Leyo imfihlo yedlozi lami nami ukuthi nyamazi makafika I'm like I recognize you. Leyo imfihlo yami but I cannot say kumuntu ukuthi wena mele uzothwasa kimi no. Uyona ke recruitment baleka. Inyanga ezokutshela ukuthi uzothwasa
slicer.
No baleka.
Don't even waste
time.
Because and then how true is it ukuthi kunawo gobela batshontshe izipho zamathwasana? Because I need to also heard ukuthi negobela zofika lapha lathi na bathuze kimi mawufika kuwe lapha lena ubhizi yakhanda bathi amakata di mesh kole side thing are adihle kamo wena utlogela oloskoni. So how true is that?
It's very true. Shame. I was almost a victim of that. Almost. Kodwa ke izinto zokuthi bakuphuce idlozi akwazi ukuthi usithi ugobela uzokuphuca idlozi. Iledlozi kanti lona linani elivuma ukuthatheka nge wonke indawo nje nakho ngithi ngifuna ukukuthathela idlozi lakho livumisa ini. So idlozi njengoba singabantwana bamadlozi ephehlweni I cannot tshontsha idlozi lakho if I don't know you. Like I need to bring you closer bese ngazi ukuthi mengithi ngiyakudribula ngiqala kuphi. Now in the process where you're still learning umuntu idlozi lakho nalo liyabona ukuthi nayi ingozi iyeza uyalifundisa idlozi ukuthi nanoma sekungathiwani ungawela weli ama bribe eminye imizi because even ngizokuthathela idlozi usho ukuthi kumele ngilibribe ngiloffer something better. Now while you are still ephehlweni or when you are still going through your spiritual awakening you also address sidimo sahahore. As much as I'm fixing my life ningavumi ukuwela eindumbeni zabantu ningazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Personally, I don't think umuntu angakuphuca idlozi. Maybe singadlala ngalo but I can never fully take on idlozi lakho because of elagini. And why would inyanga do that? But amadlozi aneyinkinga zabo zakupho. Khona ingane ezingahlawulwanga kodwa ziyathwasa. Ngihambe ngiyokuphuca leyo nto leyo. Ngizoyithini mayifika ekhaya. Sengithathe inkinga zakamhlongo ke ngisifake kaSil. Mara bayira he.
Yeah,
uthwase kube mnandi gobela libele kumnandi atendeni ala wazi kahle ukuthi lo masithi siyamgodusa ngisala nedlozi lakhe la. And others even use sex eziyinyanga will tell you ukuthi kuze uthole ukuphila kwakho mele ulale nami nithandwa yinyanga zabantu besilisa ke leyo. Umuntu akutshela ukuthi wena kuze ube namandla nani mele ulale nami ngiyayazi leyo mina umkhulu wami oqala wangitshela kanjalo kuze uhambe uyothabatha ubukhosi bakho mele ulale nami. I was like no, it's never gonna happen. Wangitshela ukuthi idlozi lami lithi mele ube umfazi wami ngathi clearly there's something like why does it have to go that far? Why are you trying so hard to get me lapho? Like why mele sifike embedeni? mase ngikhulile edlozini sengilandelela phela wazi ukuthi ezinye izinto you don't talk about them immediately because it's trauma uyazibuza ukuthi if I didn't run away lapha bekwenza kanjani yabo. So now sengibuza abantu ukuthi yazi khona enye method yokulapha bathi upha umuntu amandla ngokulala naye wonke umuntu wazayi kumasedi what the hell. But now as they are advising me I'm also healing ukuthi cishe because I didn't know ubunyanga mina umuntu angitshela ukuthi kumele ube kanjalo I don't know anything umuntu ongazi lutho vele uzoba convinced ukuthi kumele ngenze kanjalo. Ngabona kahle ngathi yeah the culture shock the struggle salefethu I can take it any day mara yokulala mkhulu ngathi no sorry. So those things happen and people need to be careful not only to spiritually gifted people but also people that are very very spiritually woke or umuntu ukuthi uyazi ukuthi indlela zakhe azihambi kahle ufuna ukuhamba inyanga akho nyanga ezokulapha ngocansi ayikho singamalana sihlangane siyinyanga si debate sikhiphe induku zonke angikhomba ukuthi eyipi ethi lala nomuntu ukuze ngisebenze mina.
Yo, I know. Because I think, you know, when you say that, I think there's one TV program I once saw, like on Moja Love. Umama, walanda umntwana wakhe ephehlweni. Makafika lapha lathi yomlando. Uthola ukuthi lo mntwana lo ungene ephehlweni almost 2 years. Wahamba yomlanda. And this kid is underaged. She's not even 18 yet. Wahamba yomlanda. Makathola umntwana umithi.
Yabona ukuthi siyagijima mara sihleli bayayima
makafika umntana
bayenza
ugobela thayi bathi umfazi wami nomntwana naye uya ngekhanda umuntu wami I was like yo
and it's ngikutshela yabona when you go into an environment where there's a male healer you will turn into a wife automatically. You turn into a wife because mele adli ubaba wakho egcinene mele abe school ubaba wakho mele wenze sure ukuthi makunemigidini ubaba wami so ngiyokukhuthamela the whole time. It's easy for you to look at me and say ukuthi umfazi wami lo because of you seeing
me performing wife
yeah like I'm on a twasane tender mara I'm being a wife. Kahle nje mina oyise ukuthi ezami njengomama wentombi zodwa mina ekhaya ingane mayingena siyakufundisa ukuthi uziphatha kanjani within ubunyanga bakho but also it builds you for marriage. It builds you as a woman ukuthi how do you behave and how do you carry yourself. Now inyanga yesilisa mayibona lokho umchaza kabi so yabona ukuthi umntana nakho they took advantage of ingane. You're not even 18 but unengane you don't have a choice. Now you are forced to be a mother. Na idlozi ngapha nalapho idlozi yakho mina ngalibuza idlozi ukuthi wasungixakekise kangaka uvuma ukuthi le ndoda ilale nami bese kwenze njani. Mina ngiyathetha ke ngelami idlozi I was so mad when mkhulu said ukuthi idlozi yakhe lithi silalane. I went into that little ndumba I was like listen yabona yonke le ngamane siyekeleni mani ngafuni yekelani ngizobuyela ekhaya ngizoba yicleaner I'll do whatever but leyo kulala nomkhulu mani ngafuni nobunyanga benu sharp nama ngibucelanga asiyekeleni. So umntwana uyagocwa kancane naleyo kuthwasisa abantwana aba underage inkinga.
So manje in terms of abantwana aba underage bananingsidimu ile gore eyone e re meka yang gore ngwana sa feletse ipona a le ko lefetlhong at a very young age and instead again since affected school because we see that right now like a whole lot of kids in high school muthu aya sekolo shapile le Bible le thekeng and we're all shocked because growing up it's things that we knew that idlozi yakhona at least ukulibamba kancane ukuthi umntana aqede isikolo kodwa khona manje
ziyakhala ukhumbula ukuthi phela manje thina kahle sesithwele inkinga zabazali bethu to be honest. Mina ekhaya khona bekumela thwasi wadakha amabullet waphunyuka bamcelela wawa right. Now mina angeke ulicela idlozi all the time. You can't postpone your calling all the time. So now idlozi liyabona ukuthi okay wena sowumdala right bakucelele ngikwatela ukuthi bakucelele but ulaka lwami ngizokushaya ngengane yakho. Na mayifika kuthina laba abancane ayisasibuzi ukuthi ngicela niyocela noma niyophahla no seyifike yavuthuza that's why bafeyinte ezikolweni. Umntana abantu awe esikolweni nini umzali uyabiza ukuthi ingane nakhe iyafit akusifit akafithi nix idlozi selikhiphulaka lo ukuthi ningidla ngesikhathi because remember umuntu makumela yothwasa there's idlozi elimlindile khona umsebenzi omlindile. Now if ngiyidlozi lakho ngimelana wena basakucelela ngiyeke ngithi okay shaba bamcelele ku right uzala ingane nani nifuna ukuyicelela lo msebenzi mina ngiyohlala nini phansi. So now izinto ezenzakalayo emntwaneni omncane yes umuntu uyacelelwa futhi I'd say ukuthi if umntana amele athwase just make sure that as a healer you make sure ukuthi akayeki isikolo akabhayiziseki ngempilo still encourage them to study. Bakhona abantwana abakuthi bayathwasa bahlele empandeni uyazi kahle ukuthi ngesikolweni ngiyabuya ngizempandeni mayifika you treat that person like umntana esikolo. You cannot expect them to be a gogo the whole day. No, that's why ukuthi umuntu akhona uyakhona ukuthi nanoma sengithwasile I can still do other things. Now uthina manje sibuka ubunyanga as a trap. It's not a trap. You're not trapped. You are not forced to not go to school. That's a personal choice. If idlo zakho livuka esikoleni alifuna esikoleni. If ufuna esikoleni you need to negotiate it lebadini bahawu. But one thing that I'll tell you, idlozi will never deny you education. Never. You're not you're just submitting yourself towards into ukuthi ayisebenzi. Isikolo siyobanzima ngeke sibe lula. I faced it nami ngibili bangisuspend esikolweni ama aeroplane angikhona ukulanda hey nyafa nje ngibulawa iaeroplane ekhanda. They had to give me time ngaze ngafika ekhaya ngaphahla ukuthi yazini I want to finish this course. Can I please finish this course kuyoyenza kahle? But I'm balancing my chakra side and also idlozi liyabona ukuthi okay uyayicela and she's passionate about this so we cannot say no because ekugcineni ukuze sibe smart as we are today it was because of those teachings. Now imagine inyanga engafundile yibo laba bafuna ukulala nabantwana babantu.
Yeah, that's also very true. So you also mentioned your chakra side. I was awuncedela akombalance batho ba modimo nare bo chakra hane le bongaka di balance ana yang because I believe because I also saw that you also do tarot cards, right?
Yes.
So I want to know how do the two go hand in hand or maybe a khotla le khowa or okay untsha dikarata and then khotla kana you like imangana tsinland is kwama. How do the two balance?
When it comes to tarot reading and being a chakra hand, it's also a special gift. So as a sangoma, we all have specialties. Umuntu nomuntu unento adume ngayo and we love it, you know. But now mina ukuthi ngazi understand ama tarot card and how it works and how it relates to umuntu, that's a special gift that I don't even teach amathwasana. That's my thing. Unless if you come and say, hey, listen, I saw a blue crystal and this is what it means. Now it's connected to this card. Yabona lapho uze kahle. Uyankapha because of now I know that you and I share the same gift. Ubungoma ukhona ubunguni amagedla nananana yoba umunye umuntu ozokutshela ukuthi mina idlo zami lithi namhlanje ngenze sona uyamenzela. But that's why chakra hand I cannot feature that kohara lesson yamathwasana. Oh no, I would never. That's my personal gift. If umunye umuntu ungene empandeni analeso sipho leso, yes, I'll help. But ke the balance between that is that khona amadlozi siwabiza amandawo, right? Those are your foreign ancestors abadloza ukuthi baphume water spirits, and in most forms they'll show up in white people's skin because of background yabo nje yazi ukuthi umndawo became as that one person ukuthi back in the days abantu abamnyama they were killed bebaphuca isipho sabo abelungu did not like the idea yokuthi umuntu omnyama khona ukubonela ngaphambili noma unonhlakanipho ethize. Now there's these white people that are like, let's exchange. Since you're a woman and I'm a man, I will provide for you and your kids just as long as you make sure ukuthi mina ngi-right as umlungu wakho. Now the idlozi lagini naloyo mlungu loyo, they have a bond. When they pass away, idlozi recognizes that as a bond ukuthi uke wasiza at some point noma sa exchange ana iwazi ukuthi thina abantu abamnyama ngeyikhali sikhona umlungu uphethe imali, so I'll give you weapons, you give me money. Money comes from white people. So the exchange back then beyikanjalo. That's how now we inherit amadlozi ukuthi they are white. Umuntu akutshela ukuthi no mina idlozi lami uSamantha. Samantha how? But now yabona ukuthi simele nilandele ukuthi dabuka phi. Yes, ukuthi dabuka phi. But every day they'll say ukuthi Tromi wena omemedi like unale mali ale amakula, and I'm like I don't see it. But ke sengiyazi ukuthi lineage yasekhaya kuhamba kuba khona namadlozi that are foreign, but I still acknowledge them. Now yibo abaza naleyo knowledge ukuthi chakra hand and tarot cards, and this is how they used to do things because of also we do inherit amadlozi abelungu shame bona bakhona ingakho sikhona ukusileya.
So that's why we when I'm a quator these days.
Yeah. Ooh, you're spicy.
No, I'm just asking because I know you just. I remember I saw this other one on Facebook. Right now because I don't have my Facebook account anymore. Like, bam.
And I have 3 friends.
Yes, Nyanborisa. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking with the wrong eye, or maybe just my eyes became crooked. And I'm like,
oh my God.
And so,
Kuyayenzeka, but angithi ziyahluka. I think maybe we need to look into it. Maybe ngathiwa umlungu, yes. We've done colors. Maybe I'd understand it a bit better. But to me, it's the same way as I'm explaining that I'm able to have idlozi lomlungu. They're also able to have idlozi lomuntomnyama, because what do you mean that
because
back
of the bloodline?
Yes, that bloodline. What do you mean that I'm as a black person, I'm the only one deserving to have a white ancestor, but a white person cannot have a black ancestor? Why? If the bond is like that, maybe it's like that. But yeah, it sounds better. It makes sense in my head when I say it like that. I think I want to go with that. And they can always just say, this is how it goes with white people. And maybe I'll even ask my friends, because I have quite a lot of friends about so I will.
I want to see something.
I will.
I just want to see something.
Oh no, definitely I will.
When you come, you must also be. I just want to see something.
Yeah, no. We can do a panel. I would
love that.
I could also ask questions, because hamba no.
So
and they are very fluent in Zulu. I love how they also
That's another thing that I've noticed, is that once when I look at the one that I used to watch on my Facebook page, fluency in Zulu, like lena wamphala.
And then one thing about Abelungu, Abatwasile, they embrace ubungoma more than black people. I'm gonna plug you. I'll give you 3 options. You'll choose from those 3. They go all out, and it's inspiring, don't crash into ngayazi. Into mawibona umuntu angakhulumezi ngomoya. Akubona ukuthi look at the positivity of it. Just try to see it's okay. That's how these 3 people are still my friends.
Okay, so let me ask you this one. So between dream interpretation and nokubula, what's the difference?
Well, dream interpretation suka uzongitshela ngithi uzakumina uzongitshela ukuthi ngibone ngihleli phansi kwesihlahla bangipha imbali kusho ukuthini kumele ngihambe ngiyolanda ngomoya iphupho lelo ungitshela lona mebubula wena uyafika uyahlala ngitshela wena ukuthi inkinga yakho yini. You don't say anything. Wakena kondumbe nyamoto afihla kwena arithokoza makhosi yini inkinga uyambuza ukuthi kanti masihlola siyenzani ukuhlola mele mangithi ngizokubhula suka ngihambe ngiyolanda indaba zakho wena ungakasho lutho. With dream interpretation, you need to tell me what you saw. I need to relate it to you. Iphupho alikho standard, by the way. Just because we all dream of amanzi siphupha into ethize ayisho ukuthi simele siyothwasa, no. Omunye umuntu singaphupha into eyi1 C5, but it means into ezihlukile ngokuya ngomlando wakini ukuthi idlozi lakho lithini kuwena in that moment. So there's no standard dream. Mawubona amanzi kusho ukuthi uyothwasa, no. Nakho ngingena esikolweni sekumele ngifake i-red no wethanga. How do you do it?
So out of curiosity, most people always have this dream of snakes. So and then how do you explain the different types of snakes? Because there can be somebody or your pupa inyoga emhlophe, and then it's also green. Thola ukuthi pupa kupla phile emfuleni. So what does that actually mean?
Amaphupho are very personal and directed to umuntu, right? So mawuzobona inyoka emhlophe kumuntu osimoya uyoconclude ukuthi abantu bakithi. So we always say idlozi lasekhaya inyoka emnyama iyahlasela. No, calm down, relax. Try to understand where are you aligned, where's your spiritual alignment in that moment. It's either I'm being attacked, either amadlozi are reaching out, noma khona izinto ezifuna ukungifasa. Now when amelo ubheka la ngihleli khona njengamanje, see, now I'll give you a free tip yokuthi iphupho lihlahluba kanjani, so that bayekele ukubhadala ama-200 ukuthi sibahlahlubele iphupho.
So guys, we're getting a free tip. I hope you guys are listening attentively. Keep up my notebooks, keep your phone and get notes.
Umuntu mayefika athi khona iphupha ngala understand. First you check ukuthi ugephi nendawo. Do you recognize the place? Does it feel like you know it? Sometimes in our weas epupeni, but you feel ukuthi ngathi sisekhaya, ngathi sikhabo mngani wami, there's that feeling. Ucheck ukuthi kunabo bani lapho la ukhona. How does it make you feel? Are you scared? Is it a friendly setup? And then you look at the event that is going on. It's easier to connect your dream like that, because if it's a threat. Even no muntu ongathwasile ahlalazi ukuthi into ephupheni yakushayisa ngovalo khona into ehamba wrong. Either khona umlayezo omele ufike kuwena noma khona into ezokuvelela ukuthi idlozi liyaxoxela ngaleyo ndaba. You don't always need to ask inyanga, because of ezinye izinto mina ngizokuhlahluba ngoba ngijahile. I have about 5 people waiting for me, and now when ungitshela ngeinyoka ezigcwele ngebhasi ibhitani lelo gogo sengiphumile kwena, but you don't even know ukuthi yini ibhitani. So now uyaqala angazi ngitshela ngebhitani, ibhitani akumelanga ukuthi ukuthusi, akumelanga ukuthi ufeel some type of way, but when amabona le nyoka zakini bokhala ufuna ukubaleka, like yabona ukuthi I'm not doing justice. So it's very important. Where are you? Do you recognize the place? How do you feel? Who is there? Kwenzakalani? Simple.
Hi, Coco. Let's head over to our YouTube section, right? So we have a comment from one of our other presenters is not here today. Ati, is it Mercedes-Benz?
Yeah, go Mercedes-Benz.
And then we also have another comment from Munelisiwe Mnci. Ati, good morning, Vooka Breakfast Show. Streaming under the desk is not awesome with customers in between. So this one is a regular viewer. Come streamer. Nelly, we love you and thank you for the love all the time. And then we have another comment from Unil Siwat. I'm missing so much because we are
and then
I should just have to rewind. And then so we also have another comment from Hector Takalani at hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Suvugile. And then umwekethu uyabuya futhi athi kodwa ezinye inyanga nkosi yami. So going back to indaba ukuthi ezinye inyanga zilala nomuntu ziyaganga. And then uzinzi Elizabeth uyabuya futhi athi the journey of undergoing initiation is hectic. It's not for the faint-hearted. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, they have to be prepared and strong, cause it's not easy.
Oh my God. How about commit suicide? People kill themselves in my peshwing.
Sure, it's hectic. And I'd also have another comment from Umo Atifuti. I love you when you say it doesn't deny you education. Togoza go. And then also have another comment from Hector Takala and at hashtag the journey is on another level and it's very expensive, as they say.
The money side of it. It is.
We'll touch a little on that one before we even end our interview. Sure. And then we have another one from Munelisiwe Mnci at exploiting someone's vulnerability and trust is not okay because of personal gain. You go in there trusting antibona, they take advantage. This is sad.
It's sad.
Yeah, I think also one of the sad part has to come for because we've I think that the situations we told they tend to overcharge. Doesn't tell you I mean it was like 10k. Like but imangancane ho kanti
le eya hore re le dikobela e bo re mema ko moketeng o re fa di Hennessy tse rekilweng ke mathwasane. Mina ngizoyiphuza, I will not say no, but just so you know, when you get to my place utlona nipia Gordons akere re tle go msketeng wa mazangoma o ha re phahla re berekisa Gordons. So ka mokete le tlo bolaiwa ke Gordons ha o tlo thola Hennessy. You will not. If you get a bottle of Hennessy from me, just know that it was personally from me.
And I
mean it's a standard now. It's more of a standard than any other thing. Yes, silozi yalifundisa ukuthi mhlambe iGordons mina angithandisisi yabo ngicela ukuphahla ngeGordons nethankare angifuni iViceroy mina ngiyiphuza iViceroy. You know how they say ukuthi utshwala bamadlozi nawe emele phela ubukhabule. Mina angiyiphuzi iRussian Bay ngikutshela. I don't. But if sinomgidi bese kwenziwa umphahlo iRussian Bay ikhona iqalwa la kimi. Imagine I ke rate but iqala la kimi. So now if ke tseba hore ke rate Russian beer mara izoqala la kimi, at least after the Russian beer let me go get myself a Sky vodka. Yabo. So it's more of a standard that you teach, but I can't say ukuthi ngemgidini wakho amathwasana mele bangithengele ama-box ayi-10 ama-Hennessy mele ningithengele nama-isotropes. No, that's just entertainment for my friends. Ithwasana needs to cater for izinto zakhe, izinto zasedlozini. At the end of the day umgidi yes kuthwasa ithwasana but umgido wakho mina mawufika ekhaya into ethengwe ithwasana mayiphelile kuphelile. Angithi ithwasana umgidi wabantwana into abazithengile maziphelile ziphelile. Mangibona ngihleli lapha ngiphuza iRed Bull uwazi ukuthi ngiye emakuleni ngayethenga ngo-20 rand ungiyeke. You can't set up a lifestyle ka budget yangwana bathu. No, you don't do that.
So I have a very funny interesting comment la. Mr. Mo for maximum temperature. Generator
okay.
Auntie, please ask Gogo if she went to Fort High School.
Yes, I did.
If yes, can I get a free consultation?
Why a free one? Why must it be free?
From Izola, must
Oh, because
it's like you
can come through. When am I working?
But you can come through. Don't worry, I have the numbers. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, uzohlola sikutshela ukuthi senze njani.
Yes, karwena mhlaka saw generator ya malfunction.
Yeah.
So but he come through so I can let you know ukuthi kwenzakalani. So Gogo, just to close off the show, what is the word of advice that you could give to anybody who's currently maybe going through a spiritual journey or umuntu obana ngathi umuntu onedlozi?
I've run out of advices. I'm kidding.
Okay, shout out again.
No, phezu ngabantwana bamadlozi that are going through it. Go mtasekhaya, it's your 10. I-10 yakho nathi usibona siso.
Skowile.
Angowishi ngiyafofa. Mara you see, ngisahlele edlozini. Ngisahlele idlozi lakho ungalidubi. One thing about amadlozi bazohlezi bakudutsa. Idlozi will not give you everything on a silver platter, and that's one thing you must always remember. Usaqala. Ungavuni ukuyikhumbula so uqedile ukuthwasa. From day one when otsana kolifehlong, keep in mind that idlozi lakho will not give you everything on a silver platter. So while you are working towards your silver platter, chances are you might not even get to your silver platter, but you're going to get glimpses of ukuthi silver platter yami iyeza. Bekezela. Just love idlozi lakho and appreciate what they give you. Ungafuni take things ngesikhathi hamba kancane ipace arimo marathoning at the end of the day. Don't be in a rush to do anything. If idlozi lakho is saying ukuthi yes mele uyothwasa but they haven't shown you where to go, hlala ngamane bakhiphe emzini basasekhona abantu abaphuma emizini beze bayothwasa or umuntu akhona azise esontweni. So hlala endaweni yakho uzinzele idlozi lakho and be very straightforward. Ungabhayizisi idlozi uzokhala. Ungalingi udribble idlozi because lali dribble khona now you regret it. So nje trust idlozi lakho uhlale lapho umgogo. It's a life lesson at the end of the day.
Hi, thank you very much. So can you also please give us your social media handles and a number that people could contact you on for consultation, dream interpretation, or when they want to purchase your amazing salt products?
Did you see those?
I saw that.
I'm so excited about that. I'm like, oh no, they look cute. Bro, we're growing. You see, my goal is making me grow within my business.
I saw those, eh?
Yeah, no. Le number guys ngiyacela nkosi yami. Eyokuhlola eyasemakhosini.
Ningasheli.
Bayasifonela bayasishela.
Ningasheli.
Ngiyacela, my number is 071-200-1415. On TikTok it's Gogo Mercedes. Instagram it's Gogo Mercedes _20. Mara nizobona nge-activity bayabaskema. Oh flip. Nigadeni manithi niyabuka guys. There's a scam going on. About 18 accounts. They are very accurate. You'd say ukuthi mean. But now again begin my activities like check with wenzakalani. My number is there. If you're not sure about booking, I will never make you pay go TikTok. I don't take TikTok payments. I don't check my DMs. I don't even DM you and say I don't go for people, but people buy like charge 900 rand 700. So everyone who says guys now it's even angiyazi ngitsheliwe nami ukuthi ngicela imali yami ngathi no, text the number that you were talking to.
And if I'm correct, when you go to Gogo's IG page, you literally see the prices for consultation.
Exactly.
So please, umuntu athi kubhadala ugogo uthola nge305 rand.
Yazini.
Consultation is 200 rand. Don't ask me how I know the prices. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the wonderful segment. And Kunamanje, going back to our topical days, obvious to discuss more. And this is Nomfundiso Zayo. So I hope you guys are going to stay tuned because we're coming back right now. Let's take a quick ad break.
such amazing and great stuff that we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. You know, all-encompassing, compelling conversations that we have on a day-to-day basis, and specifically today on a Thursday morning, you know, where it is all about spirituality and you know, praying and trying to align ourselves. Welcome back. If you have just tuned in and you've just joined us, you're right on time, on schedule to catch your favorite rendezvous right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Welcome. Look, if you are a first timer joining us, welcome. You're right at home, and we're going to take such good care of you. And you know that you're hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Musi Mist, and I'm so happy to be in your presence, and of course in your company as well. This is where radio meets TV. Only right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. And right about now, I'm about to jump into a great conversation with Pastor Alfred Jiriji. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
I'll tell you, Pastor, I'm very, very wary about people's names pronunciations.
Yes, you pronounced it correctly.
Did I pronounce it? I'm happy. If I did that, I'm happy. So, welcome once again. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure that you're a busy man, and almost every other person wants a piece of you on a day-to-day basis. So thank you. So let's jump straight into it without wasting any time. Yeah. Who is Pastor Jiriji? How do you get to where you are as a pastor right now for the Church of AFM, right?
Yes.
In Roodepoort.
Yes.
And I was telling Pastor off camera that I'm quite familiar with the church, not by visiting. I haven't visited. Maybe I should at some point, you know, in the future.
Yes.
But by just passing, because I went to school in Roodepoort growing up, you know. So I've seen the church quite a number of times, but I never know who the pastor is, how does the church function, and all of those things. So let's start by who you are as Pastor Jiriji, and how did you eventually get to a point of becoming a pastor, from childhood to, you know, your teens and your early 20s, and where you are right now?
Okay, Pastor Jiriji, I'm born in Zimbabwe.
Oh.
I grew up in Zimbabwe, but like any other African society.
Yes, sir.
Yes, resources were very limited. I grew up in a very humble family where we would walk 12, 11 kilometers to and back from primary school in a very humble family of 8. Born in a family of 8, 5 boys, 3 girls. Yes, then I grew up there. I did my primary, secondary, and university education in Zimbabwe.
Oh, I see.
Yes, but I became a Christian from a very tender age. I don't know exactly when I got in church. I found myself in church. My parents were in AFM, Apostolic Faith Mission of Zimbabwe.
Oh, so that's what AFM stands for?
Yes.
Apostolic
Faith Mission.
I see.
Yes, here in South Africa it's Apostolic Faith Mission of South Africa.
Oh.
Yes, but I'm an ordained pastor in the AFM of South Africa. I did my theology degree here in South Africa under the AFM of South Africa. Yes. So growing up, I found myself with very limited resources, no form of entertainment, very limited food. Every sort of resource was limited. The only thing that drove my perspective of life was Christianity. The only place that I could find safe space was church. That's where acceptance and when you feel belonging was, because the society, remember, it's divided into social networks. The level of your income determines your surroundings. How much you have or how much you earn at your disposal determines your surroundings.
Okay.
People get to be attracted by what we have, not what we think. People see what we have, they don't see what we think. What is we think is evidenced is a matter of time. If you give yourself time, you understand what people think. If you see them with naked eyes, you only see what they have. So that prejudgment and the sentimental values that we have in the rural areas, growing up shepherding cattle, most of my colleagues, including even my siblings, didn't even make it to high school.
Really?
Because the focus was not matched with education, but to secure a plate of food. So I grew up in such an environment. Then I went to church. I got acceptance through the scripture union.
Scripture union.
Yes, where we could hear the word of God. And my one word that motivated me to work hard, to study, and to know things can be done is Deuteronomy 28, verse 18. It was
Deuteronomy
28 verse 13. And I was young then. I think I was 14 years old.
When you learned the
when
scripture.
I heard the scripture.
I see.
I did not have shoes on my feet. I had a short and a broken jersey. And the teacher shared to me, Deuteronomy 28, verse 18, you are the head, but not the tail. From that time, I started to check where in the society do I fit? How can I become better? Then I started to check that I needed to make some sort of choices that could take me out of my situation. With the support of my parents and the support of pastors, because pastors then, we could see them as the elite of the society in our society.
Oh, I see.
Because those are the only people who could put a jacket.
I see.
Most of us, we didn't have, even our parents didn't have. So
jackets,
we took inspiration from that. And that word that I need to be the head made me to compete better in school. Made me to be able to seek acceptance from teachers. But the only way teachers could accept us, you know, when we have broken clothes without shoes, was by doing well in school. So I got motivated in doing well at school. And also those teachings about early marital challenges, that if you get involved too early with the opposite sex, then you couldn't go out of the environment, because it was like around 16, 14 girls were being married. And you see them being married today, tomorrow they are joining the society, they are going to till the land, they are going for maternity, and remain in the same society.
Wow.
So education became my inspiration. So I went through my high school. I went to boarding school, I think when I was in Form 3, like grade 10.
Yes.
9, 10.
Yes.
Until I finished my I matriculated there in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Then we had an opportunity to go to varsity for free.
In Zimbabwe?
Yes.
Oh, that's
through
nice.
government grants.
Oh, I see.
So I proceeded to do my first degree in Zimbabwe.
Which was?
In international marketing.
Then nice
at Shino University. Then I completed there, and I was still a church leader through the structures from Sunday school, youth, varsity. At university, I was the chairperson of Christian Union. All churches combined.
I see. So this was different denominations with
all
different
denominations coming together.
With learners, with you guys being students in the university.
Yes.
So church was a thing from a young age.
I don't know when I started, but I grew in it.
Did you come? Is your family, your background, your parents, your grandparents, your siblings? Did you guys grow up going to church on a normal to normal basis, Sunday to Sunday basis, or is it something that you found yourself?
My parents, my father was a drunkard. We are 8. So they fathered first time in 1964. So he raised he raised the other children not going to church. In 1984, when I was 2, he was baptized in the AFM, my father. So myself, my father, my younger siblings, and mother were going to church, but my older siblings were not going to church.
I see.
Because they were already grown.
So he found the church a bit later.
Yes.
I see. So now you are in varsity now, and you're saying you are the leader.
Yes, I was also a prayer coordinator. I was doing a lot in the church setup. So I grew up like that. Then when I finished my O-level or my grade 10, I wanted to be a pastor. My father said no. When I matriculated, I want to be a pastor. My father said no. Because he was saying, you're doing very well in school.
In school.
Go
Continue
to school.
with it. Yes.
So I grew up there fighting poverty like yesterday. You see, trying to make things work. Then immediately after I finished my first degree, I went to work. I never stayed home. I joined a company in Zim called Art Corporation, one of the big companies there. There I joined the marketing department. I worked there for less than a year. Then I crossed over to South Africa to look for greener pastures, not as a pastor.
As someone who was working or who studied international
marketing. Yes, when I came here, it was hard to get, it was not a critical skill, so I struggled to break through. I found myself in construction.
Oh, really?
Yes, then I did a few courses in postgrad in construction, mainly project management. So I started working here as a project manager from 2009 to about 2012. 2012, I went to Bible school here in South Africa.
Bible school?
Yes, but I was still working until
so what
2016.
What prompts one to, I mean, you are working in construction and you're getting your postgraduate and all of these things. I mean, you're trying to put life together essentially,
Yes.
right? What prompts you now or propagates you to want to go to Bible school? Is church still a part of your life at this point when you've crossed over into South Africa, or did you leave it behind? When you left home to come to look for greener pastures this side?
The first thing I did when I crossed to South Africa was to find a church in Randburg. It was called God First Church.
Okay.
And I had only 80 rand left with me. And that 80 rand, I gave it to the pastor as my seed for my stay in South Africa. The first Sunday that I had in South Africa, I gave him everything that I had. It was 80 rand.
Yeah.
Yes, and I gave it as a seed. And said, God, I'm giving this money. Please open doors for me. Then I worked in construction. I grew up starting from as just an administrator, going on and on until I became a senior project manager. Yes. By the time I went to Bible college, I was already into management, and I didn't stop work. I went through my...
Yes. No, you can continue.
I went through my Bible studies when I was working. Then I only left work in 2016 to March to become a full-time pastor. Yes.
So 2016, you've completed your studies in Bible school, right?
Yes, and I was ordained then.
And that's where your ordination happened.
Yes.
I see. So this is AFM South Africa now.
Yes.
So you get ordained. This is 2016.
Yes.
Now, after ordination, let's talk about that now. Now you are fully recognized, fully ordained pastor now of the Church of AFM, South Africa.
Yes.
Where do we go from there? How do we find ourselves from 2016 to 2025? Now being the leader of AFM Roriport.
Prayer Center, yes. Okay, what motivated me and my drive when I started being a pastor, I had a congregation of about 30 people or so.
Okay.
Yes, adults. And we were worshiping in a small upper room that could accommodate 200 plus people, but we were not that much. My message then and my still message today is God can do things. God can do things. And I've been preaching and I'm still preaching that in life there are two types of energy.
Okay.
We have negative energy and we have positive energy.
Yes, sir.
Everyone born out of a woman is a choice. Either to align with the negative energy that sees limitations and to align with positive energy that sees possibilities. Even the people that we think they've done it or made it in life that we admire, they still have their limitations. They still have their negative energy. And those people that we think they are so much disadvantaged, they are still have their possibilities and they still have their challenges. It's just a matter of choices. I'm driven by the book of Isaiah chapter number 1 verse 18 and 19. 18 starts on a compromised position. When God is calling the Israelites and say, no matter how much bad your sins are or your habits, come, let's reason together. Even if your sins are as bad as scarlet, or I'll wash them as white as snow. Meaning to say, no matter what level of poverty, no matter what level of education, no matter what level of disadvantage, Isaiah 1:19 address it and say, if you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. That is my motto. Anyone who is going in any challenge, anyone who is going in any difficulty, the moment that they realize that there are possibilities in prayer, remember, the life that we live now and what you see now is evidence of things that are happening in the spirit, but they manifest in the physical. Meaning to say, whatever you need to do, you need to get a breakthrough in the spirit, and it manifests in the physical. That has been what I've been preaching, and the church has grown from there.
30.
Now the membership is over 1,000. Our attendance is plus or minus 600 every Sunday.
I see some of your congregants coming on our
platform,
YouTube, yes, comment section.
Yes. So my word up to now as a pastor is, the world is full of two energies. One, negative energy,
and positive.
Second, positive energy. What is faith? If you read Hebrews chapter number 11:6, faith are things that are hoped for. Sin is they are there when they are not there.
Please repeat that again.
Faith is things that are hoped for. They are not there. They are seen as they are there when they are not there. And what does a faith does? It drives energy and it changes a mindset of a person.
Hey.
How do we create life? We create life by dreaming things that are not there and see them as they are there. And once a human body is filled with possibilities, attitude changes, mindset changes. Right now, if we are going to Cape Town, if we agree to go to Cape Town now, we cannot be tired when we are in Bloemfontein. No. We get tired when you see a signpost says Cape Town,
to Cape Town
100 or 80.
Yes.
You feel your legs pulling.
Yes.
But if we are going to Pretoria, the moment that we are in Centurion, we feel tired, we feel hungry.
Why is that?
Because the mindset drives the energy. Faith is the foundation that needs to lie in our energy, in our mindset, to drive our works. If you align with positive things, you create positive things. If you align with negative energy, we create negative energy.
Hey, Pastor, you're teaching here now. I feel like you've gone into your teaching mode, right? Because, and I could be wrong, and I stand to be corrected, right? But you find that, or what we've been taught growing up, is that, those who are leaders of the church, whether you refer to them as pastors or as priests or whatever else term you can use, you are essentially, in our South African languages, we say Kastswana, like I'm a Itswana boy, we say Muruti.
Yes.
In isiZulu, we say umfundisi.
Yes.
And those two things essentially translate to teacher.
Yes.
And you guys, when standing in front of an entire, a congregation of people, you have a responsibility to teach, like you are doing right now. I love how you touch base on, the negative and positive energies that we have, because they are there either way. And I was just telling one of our presenters earlier in the morning, when we touched base on the conversation of spirituality and religion and what you follow and what you believe in as an individual, is that, and I could be wrong again, but I believe whether you refer to it as spirituality or as energy or as intuition or as a gut feeling or an inner voice, there is something that guides you.
Yes.
That is always with you.
Yes.
On a day-to-day basis, always, every minute, 24 hours, 365, 66 days a year, right? But someone else could say, Pastor, I'm listening to all of these things that you are saying, and your journey has been a great one, and you teach quite great things, as someone who is based in Christianity, right? And as the leader of AFM Roodepoort.
Yeah.
But I, as an individual, I believe in African spirituality. And both you and I are African people, Pastor. How do you now tie African spirituality with what the church teaches, or what our own faiths teach when we go into our different denominations, You know, how do we balance the two in trying to find common ground, or maybe trying to find understanding? We might not agree, but we can say, I hear what you're saying, you hear what I'm saying, this is where we meet, and this is maybe perhaps we can try and find common ground.
Honestly speaking, I grew up a Christian. I know there's so many religions out there. I did not take time to contextualize what they mean and what they drive towards. Growing up immersed in poverty, I needed something that worked for me. Christianity worked for me. I don't condemn other religions. I don't undermine them, but I'm not into them. And I cannot comment what I do not know. I would rather respect their perspective and their understanding as much as they want to me, as much as I want them to respect my perspective.
Yes,
then we cohabit.
Absolutely.
We are not fighting.
Yes.
We are not going to dig pit holes for each other. I respect that, but I'm not into it. I don't understand it, and I would rather focus on things that I understand than to mislead people that are listening to us this morning. So let's stick to Christianity. I understand Christianity. I breathe Christianity. I grew up in Christianity. It worked for me.
I see.
It transformed me from a poor village boy and created possibilities for me. And God called me to share. Those that are in Christianity fraternity that have not had the revelation, I'm there to share.
I see. Very, very. Okay, let's get into it.
Yes.
There's a lot of things in the church.
Yes.
Right? We have these a lot, man. I don't even know where to start.
Yes.
Let's start with dress code.
Yes.
For a young man like myself, you know, like we mentioned, we were talking off camera earlier when you got here that we live in a society that's quite influenced by a whole lot of variables and factors, right? And there's things that are coming on a day-to-day basis. You go into your phone, you watch TV, you listen to the radio, you go to the mall or wherever. There's quite a few things that influence us as individuals, right? Whether we like it or not, or whether we want to be influenced or not. And clothes is one of them. You know, you and I waking up this morning after having taken a shower, we took time to decide on our individual outfits, right?
Yes.
And it's a dress code.
Yes.
So let's talk dress code. Is there a standard thing across the board for the church? Or does it differ from denomination to denomination, where I as a Catholic should dress this way, or if I join the AFM church, I should dress in a certain way as a male or as a female, as an elder or as a youth person? What is the church's stance when it comes to dress code?
Okay, my perception on my opinion is not a fact on dressing. We are not defined by dressing. We are not, we shouldn't be judged by
how
dressing. But once you are a mature adult or a mature Christian, when the word of God is in you, you need to dress in such a way that you don't offend the next person. Look here. Generally, men are affected by sin. That's the general norm. If we go, men are attracted by sin and are affected by sin. My thinking or my opinion is, if we dress, let's dress in such a way that we don't offend others. And we dress in such a way that you remain human. Upon our bodies, there's what is called private parts. Upon our bodies. It's common knowledge. It's public knowledge. Let's cover what needs to be covered. In what shape, in what form, I don't care. Let's just make sure that when we walk in the street, we are not attracting unnecessary attention that does not edify us or increase us. But whether it's jeans, whether it's trousers, whether it's a t-shirt, let's just dress in a decent way that we do not offend the next person.
I love that.
Across religions.
I love that.
That's my perception of it. Across religions.
Yes.
Let's dress in such a way that we portray humanity. We portray decency. That's dressing. And dressing must be suited to the occasion. Let's not be a beach day every day. You see what I'm saying? Let's dress in such a way that attracts respect, attracts dignity, attracts humanity. We are a generation that needs to give the next generation substance. Let's dress in such a way.
I love that. We are the generation that needs to give the next generation substance. I love that.
Let's give them
I love
substance.
that. I resonate with that. Substance. I resonate with that. So, I mean, you know, because you know, growing up, especially as young boys and girls who are introduced to the church, you know, different denominations have different stances, and I love how you say this is your opinion. It is not a fact.
Yes.
I resonate with that, because one would say, no, you can't wear a pair of jeans to church. You know, as a young lady, you have to wear a dress or a skirt, and you know, and I love how you say just respectable and dignified.
Simple.
And that's it. So now there's also, you know, you mentioned that as men, what hits us first is what we see, right? And the church also touches base on sin. Sin has been something that's always been there from the inception, right? From the introduction of Adam and Eve in the garden, right? And with sin now, when man of the world was tempted, because there is temptation, there came quite a few things, and one of them is fornication, and it's something that has been taboo for quite some time. You know, whenever it's raised in the church, it's like, we can't talk about that, especially with young boys and girls who are like maybe in their late teens or in their early 20s and stuff like that. So this is something that now society has normalized and made, we've become so desensitized to it. You know, when we see a 39-year-old lady who is pregnant, it's as if, hey, what is this lady doing? But when we see a 17, 18-year-old girl who's still in high school, it seems like it's normal. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So we've become so desensitized as a society and have normalized things that one could argue are morally incorrect or are morally not acceptable. So what is the church's stance when it comes to fornication? How do we teach now our young girls and boys, even adults even? Because this is something I think that happens across the board. I don't think it identifies with a certain demographic or a certain age group. What is the church's teaching when it comes to fornication? How do you approach it? How do you make sure that it is something that is not practiced, especially by married women and married men within the church?
It's a difficult question that does not need an individual to answer, but a society to address. It's not about the church. It's about families. The church doesn't get pregnant.
I love that. Yes, Pastor.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The church doesn't get pregnant. It's about household. The church is not offended or directly affected by fornication, but families. And what is the church? The church is a cluster of families that comes together. So we need to go back to our roots and address family fabric before we even go to the church. Let's go and address the family fabric, where there is what is the structure of the church. Because the church does not buy that short skirt that shows everything. Is the mom at home? Is the dad at home?
Yeah.
The church does not plait our sons or pierce their ears. Is the family fabric and the family principles. So when we address fornication, we need to go back to the family. Because as a church, we are not condemning people. We are not judging people. It's a voluntary organization where people come willingly and we teach them in a willingly, take or on an offer basis. You take what I say or not. So even I denounce fornication on the pulpit, as long as it's acceptable in the house, we haven't been started. So fornication, pregnancies, the practices, we need to go and teach families where a daddy is a daddy, a mom is a mom. If a mom is dressing only the basta and wearing a bum short in front of a 13-year-old son, what does the church do? Because the son is seeing the mom. And remember, our children, what drives their behavior is not what we say, is what we do. So fornication, it touches dressing, it touches the way we sleep at home, how the same family set up at home. Yes. It addresses the stories, the movies we watch at home. It addresses the soapies, what we are putting on the soapies. It addresses the school uniform. It addresses the fashion. It's bigger than the church. It's a society. So the church is doing its best to teach. But the pastor is not believed ahead of the mother. If I tell a child dress this way, the mother dresses exactly the opposite as the pastor is saying, who is going to be listened to?
I mean, you've done your
part. So fornication, it's a whole lot of subject that we need to involve all the critical structures of society. All the fundamental structures of society, manufacturing, when we make the clothing, we need to include the government, we need to include the schools, we need to include the support structure like police, we need to include the social structure like Minister of Home Affairs, where we all want to come and say, what are we teaching the child? It's bigger beyond the church. Because no matter how much pastors we preach, people come dressed, go to a church service, and see people and see them 3 hours after church. It's totally different. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the church. Not that the church is ignorant. The church will do their part, but it's beyond the church. It's a societal problem. Look, now you're talking of a 16-year-old girl. You're talking of a 14-year-old girl pregnant. She's going to school naked. The bum is out. The basta is out. Where the pant ends, the skirt ends. And there's a baby boy there watching. Does he concentrate on school? And we are saying it's the right of the girl child to be naked. And it's articulated. And because it's a law that that skirt is acceptable, what does the pastor do? He needs to stay within the confines of the law of the country that we are ministering to. And not the teacher. What is the mom saying? When I grew up and where I go to school, if your skirt is not at knee level, then you don't get into school. But if we are all naked, now men are also naked. Women are naked and we are stopping the fornication. We need to go to basics. It's not about the church, it's about the society. It's about the fashion, it's about everything. We need to go to basics. We need to go to basics.
I love that response.
Yes. And also now we are officializing intimacy. Remember, every generation has its own fights and its own challenges. This is the challenge of our generation. We need a collective, holistic approach beyond the church.
I love that response. I love how...
It's my opinion. These are not facts.
No, I see.
I'm giving my opinion in my personal capacity.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from.
Yes.
That the church can only do so much.
Yes.
In, teaching these family values and all these moralities that we should try and at least abide by, or we should try and at least have them be guides in our life as we go on a day-to-day basis, but I resonate with that response very, very much. So if you're just walking in and you've just joined us, you're perhaps wondering, Musi, who are you in conversation with? Who is this man who is sharing so much information and knowledge? He goes by the name Pastor Alfred Jiriji, and he was born and raised in Zimbabwe. He has faithfully served as the presiding pastor of AFM Roodepoort Prayer Center since the 1st of December in 2016. He's a devoted servant of God with a deep passion for transforming lives through the word and prayer. Under his visionary leadership, the church has experienced remarkable spiritual and structural growth, culminating in the successful official inauguration of a new church building located at 26 Rabbi Ridge Avenue, Roodepoort West. Pastor Chirigi is known for his dynamic preaching, heartfelt pastoral care, and unwavering dedication to community outreach and spiritual revival. His ministry is rooted in the belief in the life-changing power of the Holy Spirit and the vital importance of building strong families and spiritually empowered believers. I love that. Yes. I love that so much. Most of the things that you are saying, I personally feel like these are things that should reach quite a number of people on a very, very regular basis. Because like you said, we are living in a society that is quite negative fueled or negativity fueled, and we need a whole lot of upliftment and positivity. So now, let's dive into how the church also touches base on life after death. There's a whole lot of misconceptions around it. There's a whole lot of knowledge or education or information that is given to society that one could argue and say, Pastor, it's quite misleading. I don't know what to believe in. I go to church on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week basis. I'm a Christian. I'm a devoted Christian. I follow my prayers and all of these things, but I'm not sure what to believe or what to think when it comes to life after death. Okay. What is the church's stance, or what does the church teach when it comes to the concept of life after death?
Okay, let me go there. We believe as AFM.
Yes.
As AFM, we believe in life after death.
Yes.
I also believe in life after death.
Yes.
Yes. But on my teachings, in my fundamental teachings as a pastor, I don't really want a child who is craving to study university material when he has not mastered his grade 7 material.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Life after death, it's there. But do we understand our current settings before we want to understand life after death? Fully in agreement, there's life after death.
Okay.
I grew up as an African. I have heard my grandparents talking about it. When I heard the master and the founder of Christianity is called Christ. Before it was Judaism to Christianity.
Yes.
Christ said, I am going to build a house for you, that when you come in my Father's house, there are many places for you to live. So we believe, and when he died on the cross, he died that we may have life and life in abundance. John 10 verse 10 says, the devil came to destroy and to destroy life. And he came to give life in abundance, meaning to say now, in the present, and in the future. But so many people have dwelt on this subject for too long and try to find facts of things that we have not seen. And we are not trying to understand things that we have seen. I still want many of us Christians to live a Christ-like life on earth before we dwell much on the life after.
After, I see.
Yeah, but we as a church, and me as an individual, I believe in life after death.
Is it something that you guys, when you in your theological studies at school, your theological studies, and what is the other one? There's theology. There is
religious studies.
Yes, there's quite a lot that you guys learn, right? Before you guys are ordained. Is it something that is taught or that is spoken about quite vastly? Or is it something that you just touch base on and you recognize and acknowledge it and you move on? Because there is people who are quite interested, like you just mentioned, who are quite interested in it. Pastor, I'm not sure, man. For example, I'll try to stray a bit when it comes to Egyptian mythology and Greek mythology. They have their own version of what the afterlife looks like, right? That's something that one could watch a movie or read a book or watch a podcast and be influenced by and say, hey, Pastor, I saw this. The Greek mythology says there's this, that, and the other. Egyptian mythology says when you know, the things that you do in this life, in the physical form, in the physical life, are going to influence how you're going to live in the afterlife. So how do you guide someone and try to give them a bit of understanding and comprehension when it comes to the concept of life after death?
You see, Christianity is based on Christ. He came to rescue our spirit, that when we leave earth, we have somewhere where our spirit rests.
Okay.
So in our teachings and sermons, there are episodes that focuses on that. Over a period of, we structure our sermons in such a way that we always remind people there's life after death. And whatever we are doing now, if we do wrong, life after death will be negative. If we repent and do good, life after death will be good. So there's hell and heaven. And that teaching in the Pentecostal fraternity and the Pentecostal circles is strong. We strongly teach about that, especially in the AFM. Yes.
Very, very interesting.
Yes, and I personally, I believe in it. And I'm looking forward
to your life after death.
Yes.
I love it so much. I love it so much. So, I mean, we've talked about dress code. We've talked about, you know, what the church's stance is when it comes to fornication. And now we just touch base on the concept of life after death. The other thing now, you know, because as much as we are striving for a Christ-like life, right, in Christianity, there are things of this world, and one of those things is that we need to be individuals in the society who are living on a day-to-day basis, right, and getting by on a day-to-day basis. And in life in general, we can't ignore that finances play quite a bit of a role in our lives in general, as individuals. Firstly, as individuals, and then of course in our family bases or our family structures, and then of course in our businesses, where we work, where we go to church, and all of those things. So in church, there is the term tithing, right? Let's first try for someone who has heard of this term, but is not necessarily clear on what the term means or what the word tithing means. How would you now, as Pastor Chiriji, define the term?
Tithing is the law of God from the days of the old, since Abrahamic time until now, that whatever we do, whatever we gather wealth, we need to pay a tenth of it.
Okay.
Because the power to make money comes from God. And in honoring that, we need to pay a tithe.
Yes.
Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth. How do we show our appreciation to God for the capacity to produce wealth? We honor him through the 10%, and we bring it to the church.
So 10% is something that is there. It's the
There
law. Like
is
you
a law.
mentioned, the law of God.
Yes.
Okay.
It's part and parcel of our faith. If you believe in Christ and you are a Christian, you need to understand tithe.
Yes.
There are certain fundamentals that you cannot ignore in everything you do. If you believe in life, you need to eat food.
Yes. Yes.
Because there is no life minus food.
Yes.
So tithing is a fundamental aspect of our faith. And also tithing plays a role. Where you do not put your money, you do not put your commitment. If you are raising a child, you pay their fees, you pay for their uniforms, you have passion for them. If you are not putting your resources, your heart is not there. So a fully committed Christian needs the work of God to go forward We need to pay electricity. We need to pay water. We need to build churches. We need to look after pastors. We need to do evangelism. You need to have assets as a church, as an organization. We pay tithe.
Yes.
Even if you are a family member where you are born and bred and you are not contributing anything and adding any value, you are not a full member. Even a funeral happens, they don't tell you because you are not adding any value. Anything that adds value is get appreciated. How do you become a Christian? You need to give your tithe. It's a cornerstone of your faith. God trusted you with 100,000. Why are you not trusting God with 10,000? Because he has trusted you. Remember, you can have same degree, same level of education, but the power to generate wealth is not the same. So the more you are given, the more is expected out of you. You need to pay tithe. It's a principle. People cannot say they don't understand the principle of tithe, but they understand the principle of miracles. When you raise hands and you want to be touched and fall on the ground, when it comes to commitment, you don't want to come. As much as we believe in miracles, as much as we believe in healing power, we must believe in tithing. It's equally important.
If God has trusted you with 100,000,
why are you not trusting him with just 10?
10,000.
You just need only 10%. Your wife even needs more.
From that 100,000. I love it. So, but someone else could come, Pastor, and say, in Malachi chapter 3, verse 3, the Bible says, if you don't tithe, or if one does not tithe, one is cursed, right? So how do we navigate that? Because you just mentioned that tithing is the cornerstone of your faith, right? And in striving for a Christ-like life in your faith. So how am I cursed if I don't tithe, or if I don't have the ability or the affordability to tithe? How do I go about that?
Tithe, you are paying a percentage of what you have.
Yes.
So if you don't have, you are not obliged. You are tithing from the what you
I
have.
Okay.
So if you don't have, you don't tithe.
So am I cursed then?
You're not.
Because the Bible, Malachi says that.
No, he's saying if it's the contextual meaning of Malachi is what you have received, if you don't tithe, you are cursed. But if you have not received, then you are not cursed. Remember, the word of God is full of wisdom. What about matriculants? What about university students? What about the unemployed? How do they tithe? The church actually used that 10% to look after the
those
weak.
Who can't.
Yes,
I see.
You see, but if you are blessed with it and you are not willing to share, to give back, then that's where the case comes. But not that you don't have. It's only saying, pay a tenth of what you have.
I see.
And there's myth and misconceptions of, if I'm running a business and an invoice comes in as 100,000 and I'm paying 10,000, you are paying a percentage of the profit, because the money you bought material, the money you are using to pay salaries, it's not your money. Out of the profit, you pay the tithe. What is yours? Then you pay a tithe.
So how extensively does the church go in terms of, trying to break the misconceptions that you just mentioned, in terms of also educating the congregants who come on a Sunday to Sunday basis that this is what the word teaches. This is what God teaches. This is the law of God, like you mentioned. This is the contextual meaning of it. We need not always take it literal, right? Like you just mentioned with what Malachi mentioned in the Bible. So what is the extent that the church goes to in terms of teaching the correct contextual meaning of the term tithing? Because one could say, like you mentioned, my business made 100,000. Now the church said I must give 10%, or the church says that the Bible says I must give 10%, and then someone goes and takes 10,000 and gives it to the church. How extensively do you go in terms of teaching the correct, term and meaning behind tithing in the church?
I can't answer the church because the church is too many denominations and people.
Yes.
But I can answer the AFM concept,
Yes.
especially my assembly.
Yes.
At a denominational level, we've managed to teach tithe extensively.
Okay.
And our finances are extensively good. Not only that, we have also managed, on average, as congregants, our assembly buys close to 40, 50 houses in Rudabot area every year.
Oh, wow.
When we tithe, we also teach them to empower themselves. So tithing is a source of creating more wealth and enlarging wealth. So that's what we do. And at the assembly level, we have very faithful tithers who know what it means and we have taught. And I believe and I'm convinced that majority of our AFM assemblies are doing the same. Because it's something that we dwell on. But I cannot answer for other denominations. But I know and I respect, personally, I respect every denomination.
Yes.
We are not the best AFM, but we are among the best. Because there are also other best denominations that I acknowledge. We cannot say AFM is the only church leading people to heaven. It's a society full of denominations. I appreciate every pastor. I appreciate every pulpit worker.
Yes.
Up and above the AFM colleagues.
So, you know, when the conversation of tithing and finances is quite a extensive and tricky one, right? We can't shy away and ignore that there have been quite a number of stories that have come out with priests, pastors, church workers, anyone in general who works or has worked for the church and within the church, in just across the board in general, you know, who have misused the church's finances, right? And so someone is watching Musi and Pastor Chiriji, and is tomorrow going to see Pastor Chirichi out with his family at a restaurant and says, Pastor, you are misusing church's finances. You said that the church has faithful tithers and they understand this, that. So, and you're out celebrating whatever, you're just out with your family, and someone might mistake you going out with your family as misusing the church's funds. How are you guys taught to now differentiate, and how do you navigate as an individual, as a pastor, but firstly as an individual first, as a man in society, to differentiate your own personal finances versus the church's finances, so that tomorrow when a congregant or when a normal individual in society sees you out doing your own things, must not say Pastor Chirichi was misusing the church's finances?
Okay, let me come to you.
Yes.
AFM, I'm sorry to refer to AFM because that's the organization
that
I
you
work
for.
with.
Yes.
In the AFM, the pastor does not have access to funds.
Oh.
There is a church administration that runs the finances. A church pastor gets an allowance, monthly allowance, that is documented and used. So that I know that I've got an allowance of so much per month.
Yes.
Like any other employee or any other worker, I manage from my own salary, not from the church account. My fuel is approved if I have to travel. So any allowance that I have, it has a schedule that is that is signed for. And besides a denomination in the AFM, every assembly is controlled by the region. Our books are audited by the region. The region is audited by national.
Yes.
So I cannot say I'm coming from Vooka breakfast show, I'm going to a restaurant, I'm with my wife with a church card. It's not allowed.
Yes.
I don't even have it.
Yes.
I don't even have it.
Yes.
If I'm having a holiday, it's supposed to be approved by the church board. And the funds paid by the church board. I don't have access. And as AFM, pastors are encouraged to do some work besides
working in the church.
So like myself, I still do other things besides the church.
Yes.
So my lifestyle is a combination of a token of appreciation from the church and my own means of survival. You see?
I see.
And from my own means of survival, the church can determine what am I getting because I pay tithe. If you calculate the 90% of the 10%, you can only see pastor is living this lifestyle because he affords, because he paid the tithe that I pay from my allowance. They know what they've paid me and they know what I'm remitting.
Yes.
So anything above that, it shows that I'm doing something aside.
Outside of the church.
And it's not a secret. I need to balance my calendar and my day. Remember, Monday to Friday, you cannot be seeing someone at church at 7 a.m. on Monday. They need to go to work. What do they eat at home? You see what I'm saying? So my work concentrates around Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and after work.
Yes.
Because I can't be seeing you at 12. What is your family going to eat? You need to work. So we have some time that we can also do some other things. And we also have spouses. My wife has to do something also to put food on the table. Depending also on the size of your assembly. If you have 30 people, even if they tithe, how much will they bring together and how much will you get from there? Because you only get a percentage. In the AFM, the principle runs this way. You pay the rental or the mortgage of the church. You pay other employees after. The last person to get an allowance is the pastor.
Is you.
Because you believe in God, let your God look after you. So in the AFM, the chances of finances being abused,
misused,
it's not zero. It's low.
Lower than negative.
It's not lower than negative. The room for abuse is still there, but I'm saying it's being properly managed. Because wherever there's humans, errors may always happen. You see what I mean? So I'm not saying there's 100% bulletproof, funds don't get abused, but I'm saying there's a structure that tries by all means to make sure it doesn't happen.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Very educational. So, I mean, like I mentioned earlier on, you have some of your congregants who are jumping on our comment section.
Yes.
I have, I can't mention all of you guys because there's so many of you who have commented, but most of you are saying the same thing. So we have Mavis, and I hope, like I said, I won't mispronounce because I'm very wary about that. Mavis Kasambarare.
Yes.
Coming through Rutendo. Enesi Dandajena says tithes, cornerstone of faith, agreeing with what you said earlier on. Iris Enesi Melody Tantaswa or Tanatswa. All of them are saying the same thing. And then Zizi Elizabeth, someone who's quite a familiar individual on our thing, coming through saying, Amen. Indeed, our bodies are a temple. So I'm sure she's referring to something that we mentioned a bit earlier on. And then Ali Wenyimo says, we are the generation that gives the next generation substance. Remember how I mentioned that? I love that quote. Yes. And I absolutely resonate with that one. Because we are, I also believe that as individuals, we have to have a whole lot of substance and basis and premise, so that we're with anything that you say, you come from a place that has a whole lot of basis and substance and premise. You're not just spewing things out because you can. KT Ogoltak says, drop a like for Jesus. People are appreciating you. Tendai says, maturity matters on dressing. So she's referring to when you spoke about the dress code in the church, when you said that it needs to be respectable and dignified so that you attract respect from other individuals and you attract dignity. So there's a whole lot of people coming through just saying that that's my pastor. We are connected. We are watching. We are there on the Vooka Breakfast Show, raising the flag for our pastor and for AFM. So quickly in closure, there's this thing of modern Christianity now that we are seeing. Because like I said, there's a whole lot of influences that we are experiencing in our day-to-day lives. There's modern Christianity. There's the modern Jesus. New churches are coming up and all. And I love how you said you respect every other denomination, right? Despite how they function as a denomination. So how do you guys now, or how do you as a pastor and as the Church of AFM address all of these things where you might find from time to time that some of your congregants might be swayed, or might lose the path that they are on, or the path that you're trying to teach them to be on, with this modern Christianity and modern Jesus and these different images that we're seeing everywhere else, from social media to TV, on wallpapers and all of these things? How do you navigate that space of the term modern Christianity and modern Jesus?
There's no modern Christianity. There's no modern Jesus. What only does with Christianity? Society is evolving time and again. You see,
Yes.
long back in the African culture, women could not wear pants.
Oh, yes.
You know that.
Yes.
But times are moving. We need to acknowledge the new generation. Things that does not hurt our faith, that can be modernized. Let's modernize it.
Okay.
Like before, we were not allowed in the AFM to play a guitar.
Really?
Neither a keyboard in the original AFM. But because the technology is moving, type of entertainment is changing. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we need to embrace change without compromising our faith or our level of truth. You see what I'm saying? We need to remain in truth. I can tell you that when I was young, wearing a slake to church was not acceptable. But now if it's decent, the modern day kids, they want it. They can't dance the way we used to dance.
Yes.
They need to do their modern dances.
Yes.
As long as it's decent and it's not insulting and it's praising the Lord. Let's accommodate change slowly to integrate. Remember, the outgoing generation gives to the incoming generation wisdom, but the incoming generation has more understanding than us. That's the norm of God. Where are we giving people who are more intelligent to us? We give guidance to the intelligent. Because the way I use my phone, my son who is 9 and 4, they use it better.
Definitely.
But they need wisdom from me.
Yes.
And I need also to learn from them. You see what I'm saying? If we used to wear shorts
Yes.
before,
Yes.
and my son wants to pull his trousers today, what is the problem? I used to wear a short. It's not offending anyone spiritual. There's nothing private being exposed. So we need to embrace change. There's no new Jesus. There's no modern Christianity. We only need to keep the truth, safeguard the righteousness, our righteousness, at the same time moving together with technology. We cannot say our fathers used to worship under a tree, and now we have capacity to have an air con the building. We refuse it.
Yes.
Let's move. Keeping our righteousness, keeping the truth, but moving.
Yes.
So there's nothing called modernity Christianity. And also songs, they change with time. They put vibe, they put this. We need to change. Accommodating the outgoing generation and accommodating the incoming generation. At the same time, creating a balance. You don't need an old people's church. You don't need a young people's church. You need a society where we are all one in one and try to accommodate each other.
I love it. I love it. It's all about adaptability.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. And I wish a whole lot of other pastors and priests and church workers could identify with what you just said. Trying to find common ground with the outgoing and the incoming. I love that. There's a whole lot of things that are happening in our society, especially when it comes to men. Young boys especially, like you mentioned in the beginning, there's a whole lot of negativity that is surrounding our society and the lives that we live on a day-to-day basis. How does the church, or you as a pastor, try to play a role in developing these young men? Because what we've seen, and this is a question that I've asked even in my own circles that I'm in, on a personal capacity, that there's so much teaching that is coming in, or that is being done for young women, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it, that young women young girls that teach a girl child this, take a girl child to work and all of these things. But with all of these teachings that have been given to young women or young girls, what is the balance now on the other side for young men? What is the church's role now in developing the youth, particularly or specifically to young men and to men in general who might be in your age group, who are finding themselves being lost or who are finding themselves being influenced by a whole lot of variables and factors in life? How do you navigate the space of guiding men in the church and developing young men in the church?
That one is a critical, fundamental society's issue that we need to address. I'm not sure if we have enough time or what, but it's something that needs time. When we look at the boy, when we spoke of women's rights,
yes,
we got carried away and we forgot about the boy child.
Yes.
Now universities and public places are full of women. Men are taken into drugs. Men are taken into prisons. Men are taken into bad things. Why? Because we did not attend to them. What we are doing at church level or at individual level, we are trying our best to try by all means to teach the boy child the responsibility, to get them involved. We are putting programs that refocuses the boy child. But remember, the society, when they felt that girl child was disadvantaged, they took all their attention to the girl child. Now it's a time of coming back to the boy child without neglecting or ignoring what we have been doing on the girl child. We need to go and create a balance. But what we are doing in the church, we have boys fellowship. We try, I have dinners with boys, I have lunch with boys, teaching them responsibility, guiding them, giving the word of God that authority is on you. Use it the right way. Yes, because if we ignore people, the world takes advantage of them. Because we ignored the boys, prison is waiting for them. Crime is waiting for them. Drugs are waiting for them. Everything. But now is the time to address it. If given an opportunity, we can even have a segment or a session where we focus on the boy child. What are we doing from age 3 until they mature to a real man who is taking responsibility in the marriage and the society?
Very interesting. Pastor, you and I would sit here the whole day, I promise you. There's so much I feel like we can go into and explore, you know, with regards to the church's role. Because, you know, there's one person who said that as pastors, and I really believe in this, and I feel like there's misuse in this responsibility, that as you you guys as pastors and as priests and as pulpit workers, right, you have such a huge responsibility, because on a week-to-week basis, you have masses and masses of people, and you're standing there on the altar, and a lot of people are listening to you. And I personally feel, and I could be wrong, I stand to be corrected, right? And you can have a different stance on this, but I feel that it is the responsibility of altar workers, pulpit workers, to try and influence the society in a positive way, like you mentioned. Influence the society in a great way, that there's a high functioning level of morality. There's a high functioning level of great positive values that are being given into the society. Because a whole lot of us are lost. You know, we've seen congregants eating grass in the church. We've seen congregants being misled to give half of their salaries as a means of tithe. You know, there's a whole lot of things that are happening in our societies, and I feel like it's your guys' responsibility as altar and pulpit workers who are standing there on a week-to-week basis, preaching the word of God and trying to guide people in the right way. But we will never finish. We should have you once again, and we appreciate you.
Thank
we
you for
really
giving me
appreciate
this
you. I see your congregants are loving you. You know, so clearly this speaks to the work that you do on a Sunday to Sunday basis. This is what we do right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. We were hanging out with Pastor Alfred Jiriji. He is the leader of AFM Roodepoort. You said AFM is
Roodepoort Prayer Center,
Center.
Apostolic Faith Mission of South Africa.
And, you know, he was joining us in conversation on a Thursday morning, because you know that Thursdays right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show are about spiritual alignment and trying to align yourself with all things positivity and all things great. And hopefully, when time permits again, we can have him over, like he just mentioned, so that we can delve into other conversations, you know, such as teaching the boy child great and positive things that he can take into his own life when he grows up to be a man in society. And of course, amongst many others that you and I can explore, so that he can share his guidance and his wisdom that he has gathered over the years. But with that being said, you know, let's see each other tomorrow, bright and early, same time, same place, right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, where radio Meet TV, hanging out with me, the one and only MOOCEE. Mister, I was so happy to be in your presence and in your company. Let's meet again tomorrow where we can try and have all-encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking conversations aimed at both you and I gaining so much information and knowledge. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow and enjoy the rest of your day. Cool stuff.
Spread your love. And hear what I'm saying now. Spread your love. Spread your love. Spread your love. Spread your love.